Tarek Skubal is pitching for the Dodgers in Detroit tonight. It's scoreless after the first inning. L.A. against the Tigers. Cincinnati already won today at the Cubs 10-7. Rookie of the Year candidate Sal Stewart of the Reds with his 29th home run of the year. He has 102 RBIs. Tampa Bay is hosting San Diego. The Yankees host Boston tonight. By the way, a new ballpark for the Rays was approved by county commissioners. They hope to open it in 2029 after the lease at their current place expires. Rays are first place in the AL East, 4 games ahead of the Yankees. NFL preseason matchups galore going on tonight. The last 2 exhibitions are Saturday. The Big Ten will now require 4 injury reports during the week for conference games, including a pregame update. Victor Hovland is tied for the lead at the PGA's Tour Championship, and the Colorado Avalanche gave defenseman Cale Makar an 8-year extension. I'm Steve DeSager.
Elijah, put the camera on me. Sweetie.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. It is a Friday edition. The Odd Couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry, Rhodes. Funky Flashback Friday. Going to be a great day. It's been a great week, too. Shout out to Rob. Rob has been enjoying a little vacation, so happy for him to have been able to do that. Kerry, how you doing, my man?
Man, you know what? All good, man. Just rushed back to be of aid, to be of service for you and the Odd Couple show. Yeah, I came back down from Long Beach and drove up to come in and fill in.
I appreciate that
because
I got you. Doc Rivers over here, also known as Rob G.
Oh, I know. I heard him.
He did the show, was it yesterday? You know, he's been a little under the weather, but now he's out here sounding like Doc Rivers and Phil Jackson mixed together.
Scotty.
Yeah. Scotty.
It's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake.
Yeah. It's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake's fault. So Rob G obviously produced. We'll get to him in just a minute. But no, I appreciate you, Kerry, last second. Hopping out the bullpen for us, man. We much appreciate it on this Funky Flashback Friday. Lots to get to on this Friday. By the way, as always, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. That's the number. K-Dub Live for myself, Kerry 25 Rhodes. For him, Odd Couple FSR. By the way, always check us out on YouTube. We're there right now. Elijah's got us up and running, looking good, looking smooth. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, pass along, give us a review, comment away. Rob G will text us the comments because I don't know if he needs to be talking right now. I don't know if he needs to be reading these comments right now, Kerry. So he can just text them to us.
Yes, sir.
All the YouTubians and Odd Mobs, we appreciate it. So we'll get to that as well. And again, coming up throughout the show next hour, we're going to have Vinny Bonsignor, California Post senior NFL columnist and Raider Nation radio host. We'll chop it up with Vinny. And on Friday, as we always do, we'll have Nick Hamilton, not always I should say, but we'll have Nick Hamilton, Nightcast media host. Shout out to Nick out here in L.A. He'll jump on with us as well. We'll do last call. So lots to get to on a Funky Flashback Friday. Without further ado, let's welcome in the crew. Couldn't do the show without him. I just mentioned him. Rob G, producer extraordinaire, Bud Mexican. Hopefully feeling good, even though his voice is shot right now. Appreciate him. Is it Iowa Sam on the ones and twos?
Hello, I'm here.
Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Appreciate that.
Kelvin Washington.
That's right. Alex enjoying a little vacay for himself with his birthday this week as well. We had a lot of birthdays, Gary. Mine was Sunday. Alex was Tuesday. Rob G's was like last week, early last week. So a whole bunch of birthdays around here.
So how do you all get along all the time, being right around the same birthdays, same type of personalities? How does that work for you guys?
We're good because Alex is always gone. He always takes the week. And Rob G is one of those people who never mentions it till like the day after. And so you forget it was. You're like, oh yeah, it was Rob G's birthday. So yeah, so that's how that works out for us, Kerry.
Got it.
And then who's on updates again? Who was that? Was it Steve?
Steve.
Steve.
Yep.
We'll be getting you updated. And last but not least, social media guru Elijah. Who? Elijah. Never heard of him. That's right, Elijah.
Never heard
our
of
social media guru will be getting us all set up. All right, Rob G. I don't even know if you can talk on the show. Can you even talk on the show?
I can talk in short bursts, yeah.
Woo.
Ooh, nah. I did nah.
A little short burst can work.
Hey, by short, we talking Muggsy Bogues. Short. We're talking Earl Boykin, Spud Webb short here.
5'3". 5'3", so like platform shoes.
Happy
Kerry, I don't want his
birthday,
wife
you
being
all.
mad at me. I don't want his wife mad at me. This man ain't got no voice this weekend.
The kids will be happy.
Yeah, well, but he knows
enforce
how
no
that
rules.
goes.
You can't enforce any
Yeah.
rules. You know that.
All right, Rob G, we're going to get into this 49ers situation. What a summer it's been for them. I don't know if you can set it up. Can you?
I can, absolutely.
All right. Ooh, I don't know about the absolutely. Just say you can. Go ahead.
Yes, I will do my best. So this offseason has been absurd, right? You start off, Brandon Ayuk may or may not be on the roster. We don't know. He's putting out Instagram posts talking about, hey,
Yeah,
release me.
are we? I'm concerned there, by the way, but go ahead. Continue.
Nothing happened there. The substation continues to derail their training camp. Everybody's getting soft tissue injuries. Mike Evans, Christian McCaffrey missed 2 weeks. Kyle Shanahan and a Tesla on autopilot found a way to crash into somebody. I don't know how that makes sense. Police report says she's at fault. Then he's at fault. We don't know. Jed York soliciting prostitution in a trailer park for $140. Called the same place 3 times. Good luck on him. And now today, this is not even a Niner story, but a man was impersonating a 49er story and was able to scam dozens of women out of more than $1 million of gifts and money impersonating a 49er.
See, I didn't know about the gifts. Go ahead, Kel.
Oh no, I'm gonna take it from here, Rob G. Thank you so much for playing injured. That's how I know. Yeah, your availability is the best ability. Way to step up. All right, let's get into this one.
Oh my God,
my brother Kerry. First of all, he's got the perfect name for this situation. Dejan LeBraye Love.
Oh my goodness.
It's like Buddy Love from the Nutty Professor here. So your boy Dejan Love, let's just break down what he was doing out here in the street. First of all, I went to his website or his Instagram page. And his bio, Kerry, he didn't even hide it. It wasn't like it was something the FBI had to do some deep search.
Right.
First thing it says, NFL wide receiver at 49ers.
Oh, wow.
Right then and there, right there in the bio. Then he goes on to proceed to show him running routes, which at best look like maybe a second-string wide receiver in high school.
Oh, man.
And so he's got pictures of him stunting in front of a Hummer and big-time G-Wagons holding the 49er helmet. And he goes on to swindle these women. They say, Kerry, do you know how many?
How many?
Take a guess how many.
I mean, if it was over, I would hope it's 10.
26! Swindle at least 26 women out of $1.3 million. And he was using the fake luxury cars, like I mentioned, staging fake calls with fake financial advisor, who, by the way, was his 18-year-old accomplice, Miss Taylor Chan. 18 years old, by the way. So they say this has been running for over a year, which leads me to believe now Taylor Chan is clearly under 18 at that point.
Right.
So I already know some weird stuff might be going on with that too. Let's just throw that out. I'm alleged, but what I mean is I'm not even talking necessarily romantic, but something where you're dealing with somebody who's a minor.
Yeah.
He's 35. Okay, so this is getting mad weird. Let's just go here. First of all, you're putting all of this on your Instagram. You're putting all of this in your bio. You're making all of this public. Everybody can see it. He just now shut his page down and made it private earlier today. So how far did you think you were going to get away with this, swindling people out of millions of dollars, 26 at least people, and how far I'm blown away at how far he was going to thought. Now I must get to the folks that were swindled. I ain't victimizing the victim, but dang it, I know a 49 receiver definitely should be in the plus, meaning I should be helping you, not taking away from you.
Right.
Just taking away. And where I think this is going to get dangerous for him, because I was talking to Rob G and my barber and other people were saying, why isn't this just, hey, a player? Hey, I'll just play a play. I was able to get him, get some stuff, get some gifts. I believe once you start involving impersonating things, right? Impersonating a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start involving business dealings and investments, right? All right, we're going to do this. Hey, here's written. I'm sure there's text messages, emails, or things that say, hey, you do this for me, invest in this. I'm going to put this here. We're going to start this business proposal. That is fraud. That ain't just a player getting a gift. That's fraud. So what a summer it has been for the 49ers. And I know this isn't 49ers, but just in general, as far as just every couple of weeks, there's something in the news. Boy, oh boy, if this was already going to be a difficult year for them because maybe they don't have the depth, maybe all the injuries catch up, maybe you're not exactly sure what this, even your own division, with the reigning champs being in your division and the Seahawks. The Rams are the favorite to win the Super Bowl, and then you always got to say, hey, maybe who am I missing? And then you don't know what the Cardinals will be, right? Mm-hmm. So already going to be difficult. Now you got your owner out here wilding in these trailer parks. Your daggone coach not telling us about car accidents, and we're getting wrong reports, as Rob G mentioned. Brandon Ayuk, I'm concerned about. In a serious note, I don't think everything is okay there. And then now finally this. The receiver that you thought maybe could be the replacement to Ayuk. Oh, by the way, he's not a real receiver.
Right.
This is going to be a rough season for the 49ers. I just think this might be an omen, Kerry, of what's to come.
Yeah, Dijon just tried to hop on the bandwagon of insanity, and I think that's what the 49ers have become in this offseason. But with him in this situation, you talked about some of the legal possibilities as far as, getting in some trouble, I'm sure. Yeah. Felony type of stuff when you talk about the fraud stuff. That's not
FBI's involved.
Nothing to play with. But I think the other thing that you didn't add to that would be the tax stuff as well. Because if he's taking all these things and they're cashing in on these cash spots, they're going to investigate in that as well. So just talk about tax stuff. That'll be the easiest way for them to get them. Not even, the fraud, the extortion stuff, like that's going to have to be really investigated. But the tax stuff will be something that's very accessible for them to try to administer against them. But again, when you talk about this guy, you talk about the 49ers as well. I wish he could actually run routes because they may need him. They may need him this season. So if he was actually trying to get a tryout, this might be really good, Kelvin. Get his name out there in the news and give him a chance to be on the radar and go run some routes. But you said his routes are terrible. So at the end of the day, man, ladies and guys as well,
yes,
there are a lot of people out here trying to hurting for money and hurting for cash and trying to run schemes on people. So I would just say caution. Caution.
Kerry, absolutely caution. But I would argue some of it's not even hurting for money. Some of it's just being lazy or taking the other approach. Like this guy ran a full-on – this essentially shows me he could have ran a well-run social media platform and could have created a real brand and been doing well for himself.
Right.
This just shows me that he could have been, like they always say, that big-time gangster or drug dealer who, if he had only been legit.
Yep.
Because the understanding, the mechanisms, the mind, the acumen is there. And so that's, to me, the biggest things is that people are now being lazy or taking the quote-unquote easy way out and just scamming as opposed to creating something.
Kel, did he play collegiately or at least? Or did
I don't know.
You don't know. You didn't do enough?
Part, okay. I haven't seen it. I mean, they keep showing, obviously we've seen his name.
Yep.
But I don't see where he has. Let me see.
And he's 35, Kelvin. How many routes is he really running?
Well, he going to make it look good. Let's see.
Yeah, I want to know that. Did he play collegiate or like what's
he does not, according to the initial Googles, he does not have a legitimate athletic background.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, nobody says it. Nowhere does it say like used to play at some D2 or something.
Right. Man.
So he just happened to be in relative good shape. He's thin. He's taller. He's thin. So I absolutely he looks the part. I'm not gonna lie. He definitely looks the part of. Obviously he doesn't have to be Debo Samuel, some big name receiver or something. But he looks like he could absolutely be, a receiver you don't know. So that part, I don't. He looks the part. He's got the look. Relatively handsome guy. He's got flashy clothes and so in the big time cars, sitting in Lamborghinis. So I can see how someone would be gullible and fall for it. I don't want to act like it's asinine.
Right.
But boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, man, if it's just an omen of what this situation might be for the 49ers this season, it is difficult. And the fact that they got to go back to Deebo Samuels, who's been beat up, battered, not having the season you would have hoped with the Commanders, and now that's supposed to be like a welcome sight.
Yeah,
this
man.
might be a step backwards for the 49ers. All jokes aside. And lastly, I'll say this, and I might even throw this to you as a question you can answer on the other side.
Yeah.
While we're joking about Deshaun Love, and we're kind of semi-half tongue-in-cheek joking about this summer for the 49ers, one thing I will say that I do find interesting is what exactly is going to happen to Jet York. Because players get in trouble, and the NFL has the ability to jump in even if no criminal charges are filed, right? And he was arrested.
Yeah.
But it missed, code of conduct policy. We can do this. The way you're making the league look or particular team. How does this work for an owner?
Yeah.
Does he get the same smoke that a player would? Is he getting a pass? Robert Kraft kind of just happened and moved on. So this will be interesting to me, including Jed York and all of the, getting back to that is just saying, how do they even handle this? The league, does the 49ers do some self-imposed thing where they can at least say, hey, we try to have some situation for him? Because I do know if players get in situations, players get caught up, there's suspensions, there's fines, there's, got to apologize publicly and do all this and that. Or the team jumps in and maybe the league doesn't, but the team jumps in and suspends that player. So I'm going to be interested to see, while we're joking in all of this, I do want to see what will happen to Jed York. Just your thoughts on the other side, what you think should happen to Jed York. And also, my gosh, is there a team that's having a worse summer than the 49ers and their faux pas, fake players too, out here in these streets? 877-99 on Fox. Let's take a few calls on this, man. The summer of the 49ers, not to mention Deshaun Love and scamming. And maybe Kerry can share, if you got a scamming story, maybe one of your former fellow teammates, not have to give me a name, but anybody, got scammed by somebody, some, beautiful fake Nigerian princess or something, or a Nigerian prince scheming people out here. And if you got a story, 877-99 on Fox, we want to hear that as well. It's the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker on a Funky Flashback Friday. Still got a lot to do in this show. We want to hear from you. Stick with us, Fox Sports Radio. Rob G, we've been talking about Shador and Deshaun Washington as our caller.
Ad
a couple
nauseum,
days.
yeah.
That was hilarious to me. But
when he said it to Mike and he was confused, he's like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, you weren't here. My bad, Mike. You weren't here. But Deshaun Watson obviously getting his start. And I think what I will say, I think what compounded it, Rob G, is it wasn't just Monken saying, hey, we're starting Deshaun.
right.
It's multitude of things. And I'm going to let you kick it off here. But I think it was Monken didn't sound convinced himself.
No.
That made it like, now it's already a close race, and I'm not saying either one of these selections are great.
All right.
But to come out and kind of sound like the gun was behind your back before reports would come out, RG3 and sources that he was forced to. So you have that already kind of feeling me like he didn't seem
little
enthused.
hostage video.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Blink twice if you really want to start Shador. And then also the idea that the preseason game in and of itself, Deshaun didn't look great.
Look horrible.
And then how he responded to the boo birds. So it was a bad ordeal. Then you get RG3 putting out there that he has sources that said it was the ownership that wanted to do it. And so that's why it continues to almost become a thing, back and forth, back and forth. But now you have a story where some anonymous execs who are saying essentially, hey, I don't think Shador's a starter. I don't see any way he's going to be a real NFL quarterback. Then they're even jumping out and saying he ain't even worth being a backup because of all the hoopla that would come with it.
Right.
With him as a backup. You all right with that? You with these anonymous execs?
I'll tell you what. Full disclosure, I think that Shador Sanders should have been the starter in Cleveland because you went through all the stats the last few days ad nauseum, right? Deshaun Watson was statistically one of, if not the single worst quarterback in football when he was playing there in Cleveland. Shador Sanders, on the flip side, again, one of the worst quarterbacks in football last. So neither one of them really showed out in a big way. Anytime that it's close, I'm always going to lean to the young guy because potentially he might show something. Potentially he might grow into something. We don't know. That's number one. Number two, the cheat code in today's NFL, you know this, is the quarterback on a rookie deal.
100%.
So if Shador Sanders ends up being a middle-of-the-road, solid NFL starting quarterback, I can then spend a lot of money on my receivers, running backs, defense, everything around him so that suddenly we have the Houston Texans, right, where C.J. Stroud is okay. He's not great, but the rest of the team is really
we
loaded.
can compete.
Exactly. So you could definitely do that. And so the fact that they went with Deshaun Watson obviously raises some eyebrows. I tend to agree with RG3 that this was not a decision made by Todd Monken. I think you saw by his body language, things he was saying, that he wasn't as excited about Deshaun as he was about Shador.
Right.
Just watching him throughout training camp. When he talks about Deshaun, it's one word. It's like, yeah, he had a good camp. He looked good. No, yeah, he did a lot of good things out there. He's getting the plays in there. And then Shador, he has a little bit of excitement about it.
So
yeah,
much.
exactly.
He's gotten so much
his development. You see the way that he's night and day from where he was when I first got here, kind of a thing, right? But if he's not going to be your QB1, and if for whatever reason, whether it's because of the ownership or maybe Todd Monken really does think Deshaun's the better guy, if Shador is not your QB1, then I agree with the execs. He can't be on your roster. Because Shador Sanders, and this is not his fault, but his following is very mega. Now, obviously, the Shador following and the mega following is probably not the same people, but it's just like with President Trump, Caitlin Clark, if you go back in the day, Tim Tebow, there are people and his fan base that no matter what he does, no matter what he says, if he goes 15 for 15 or 1 for 12 and 3 picks, why are you not playing this guy? He's obviously better than him. Why are you not giving Shador a shot? Look at Deshaun Watson. He went 3 out 3 different times. He threw a bad interception in the red zone. Get Shador in there. I cannot have my backup quarterback be more popular than the starter. So unless he's the backup to Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson, if he's not my starter, I don't want him on my team.
I cannot argue with the idea of he has a following, right? There's no debate. But he had a following. He's in high school, just from the shows, and his dad had a show and all that. He's a star in that. They didn't get into college. And then to his credit and his brother's credit, I think it's Deion Sanders Jr., actually. He's the one who runs all their
he's the video guy.
He's the video guy, the social media guru. Shout out to Elijah. I think they've been understanding this type of thing for years. Like, we're going to be big either way.
Right.
Hopefully football. That's our heart. That's our thing. But we are going to be popular, be big regardless. It's just, and if you see them and their dad, you know that's just the way it is. They have a whole aura about them, the whole family, and it is what it is. So I totally can understand that. But here's a couple of things. I feel like you've mentioned one. You mentioned Tebow. Until we just realized he couldn't play, he was still getting chances.
professional wrestling fans. The action continues every week.
You got it coming. This is total nonstop action.
TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
It is Fox Sports Radio. We are the odd couple. Kelvin Washington, my man Kerry Rhodes in for Rob on a funky flashback Friday. Appreciate you, Kerry, as always, jumping in.
Yes, sir.
As Rob G is in recovery mode. He's here with us, though. Pushing through. He's fighting.
Back there pointing.
Absolutely. By the way, stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us and all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7. And the new and improved iHeart app, just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. So it's always going to pop up right there at the top of your screen. We'll take some calls here, 877-99 on Fox. A couple different ways you can skin this cat. One, again, talking about just the summer of the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Jed York, what should happen there? And then look at the screen, Kerry. Thank you, Elijah. Come on, Kerry. Could you have locked that up?
Man, I would end his career quickly. Kelvin, just so you know, that skinny post he ran, he would be out immediately.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So that's your boy, Dejan Love. Sounds like a movie, like a fake character in a little Tyler Perry movie, don't it?
Oh, man.
Girl, I'm so sick of you and Dejan.
100% correct.
Hey, yeah, baby, I'm Dejan Love.
Dejan Conway.
And I tell you what, the 49ers were looking for love in all the wrong places. Jed York looking for it in the wrong place.
Man.
Dejan Love doing the wrong way as well. Boy, I tell you. Let's take some calls. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
We got Andre in Massachusetts. You're on with the odd couple, man. How are you?
How you doing?
All
Thanks
is well.
for taking the call. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. San Francisco 49ers, their coach, Kyle Shanahan, the golden child, can't go wrong even though he's never won the big game, okay? The Grand Poobah, the owner at the top of the pyramid, he's having his issues, and now this recent scheme. Listen, I'm of the mindset, look, but for the grace of God, there go I. Okay, so we all have go through our ups and downs.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
The 49ers, this is serious because it's at every level of the organization. So I hope this helps them to say, listen, we got to get these things in order. We got to move a little bit differently. We got to take accountability, right? Don't make excuses. Don't blame others. Take accountability and get the ship right running in the right direction. That's what I'm hoping for, rather than, again, pointing fingers at others. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, Dre.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Dre. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, listen, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kel. No, I mean, I think he's right. I mean, it starts from the top there. And whenever you have a situation where your owner is in the headlines for doing something as diabolical as he did, and that in the situation that he's in, it's hard to police everybody else, right? So when you get to that point of trying to teach or preach accountability, it's going to be hard to come by, right? In a situation like this, it's going to take the team leaders, whoever they are, to step up and, this is us. This is our season. And a lot of times in locker rooms, this happens where, things are flying around, things are happening in the organization, around the team, and you have to have guys that are strong-minded, strong-willed as your leaders to step up in this position. And I know they have some of those guys on that team, so they're going to have to lead this team. This team isn't done just yet. I know it seems crazy, but this can also be a rallying cry for them too. So we'll see which way it goes.
I agree that the 49ers have found ways to win with injuries, with when guys stepping in without drama, with the holdouts. I mean, guys, and I don't mean this jokingly. I mean it seriously. Guys getting shot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have gone through the full gamut.
Yep.
And yet they somehow every year come out, they fight, and they're competitive. So I fully expect that. I don't think that, but I will say they picked a tough year and have, to continue these issues when you're in a division that at least two of the four teams, aside from yourself, look to be very difficult.
For sure.
In the Seahawks and obviously the Rams.
Yeah.
So, again, that's why they play the games. We'll have to wait and see. But, man, I tell you, they have had a crazy last month and a half for sure. All right, on the other side, speaking of that same division, to play or not to play is starting to cause maybe some issues here in L.A. We'll explain on the other side. Right now, he is Steve DeSager, and he has your updates.
Hey, Steve.
Hello to you, and Tarek Skubal is on the mound in Detroit in a Dodger uniform. Got a lot of cheers pregame and a video tribute at the stadium for him, and he is mowing down the Tigers. The game is scoreless top of the fourth, but already Skubal with 6 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit allowed in his first 3 innings of pitching tonight. Today at Wrigley Field, Chicago, Cincinnati beat the Cubs 10-8. Sal Stewart of the Reds, his 29th home run of the season. Marlins out to a 1-0 lead at the Nationals, bottom of the third. Padres and Rays scoreless bottom of the second. Boston at the Yankees tonight, scoreless bottom of the first. Yankees second in the AL East, 4 games behind Tampa Bay. And a new ballpark for the Rays was approved by county commissioners. They hope to open it in 2029 after the lease at their current place expires. A new ballpark would be located across from the Bucs football stadium. As for football, 10 NFL preseason games tonight, including late first half at Baltimore. The Ravens up 24-0 on Washington. Tyler Huntley with an early touchdown pass. Tyler Loop a 51-yard field goal. Late first quarter, Houston scoreless at Carolina. Davis Mills at quarterback for the Texans tonight. Tua Tagovailoa started for the Falcons at quarterback at Miami tonight, and it's 7-3 Falcons in the lead over the Dolphins. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Just about to start, Tampa Bay at Jacksonville and Giants versus Jets. The league's last 2 exhibitions are Saturday. NFL teams' rosters have to be down to 53 by Sunday. The Big Ten will now require 4 injury reports during the week for conference games, including a pregame update. Victor Hovland is tied for the lead at the PGA's Tour Championship. Colin Morikawa is 1 shot back. Scotty Scheffler is 2 back. The Colorado Avalanche gave defenseman Cale Makar an 8-year extension worth over $160 million, the largest deal in NHL history. And Florida Gators basketball coach Todd Golden got an extension through 2032. His contract averages over $8 million per year. Back to you.
All right, Steve. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Odd couple. Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes on a funky flashback Friday. Kerry, of course, in for Rob. Rob should be back on Monday. Had a nice little vacay. Been ripping and running all summer long. Speaking of that, you were gone too.
Oh,
How was the trip, man?
Oh, man. Dude.
Happy belated. I think I told you on socials.
You did, yeah. I think we both exchanged that on socials.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Happy belated to you as well. Oh, man. I went to Europe, man. Had a little Europe vacation, couple of weeks. Landed in Barcelona, and then
Barcelona.
Look at you, Barcelona.
You're going one trip now. You can't tell me nothing.
And I beat the. There you go. That's better for you.
There you go.
And just hit all the spots around south of France and all that, man. And came back rejuvenated with renewed energy and passion and lust for life, man. It was a big deal for me, man. Yeah, I needed it. So
that's good, man.
Happy to be back.
That's good. I'm glad you got your butt out the house.
Man, you already know. That was it. Like I was telling people, man, I was like, man, I haven't wanted to do nothing. Went over there and I was like, over there dancing and everything.
Hey, whoa, Rob G, hold on. You know I'm mad Rob G wasn't there, because if you and Rob G would have been lit, having fun and dancing, I would have known something.
Rob G would have danced, Kel. You can't stop it. You can't
Rob
stop
G,
it,
have you ever been, Rob G, just give us sign language. But have you ever have you ever been to Europe? I can't remember.
He said, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you can tell.
Were you married?
It was before we got married.
Okay. And that doesn't really matter, because I went with the wife. I'm just at, like, the vibe of Europe. You with it? Like, would you be able to go out there, have fun, let loose? Or are you like, it's not my speed?
Certain cities, absolutely.
See?
Absolutely.
No, and that's what it is,
So
right, Kelvin? That's it. I'm not doing it here. Like, why? But you're over there somewhere, and the energy's just, getting you right and pulling you. He'd be dancing. There's no question.
All right, so that's what I got to do. I got to plan us a day. How much money I got to spend? I got to plan us a trip to Europe. There you go, Rob G. There you go, Kay.
Hey, Rob. Come on, Rob G.
Get in on this. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm glad you're back. Glad you had a great time, rejuvenated, and
yes,
all that good stuff, man. I want to go here. So, you know what? You said something that leads to this. Boy, it's like you knew. Rejuvenated, renewed energy. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that is what Aaron Donald needs to become officially a Ram. Mm-hmm. But Peter Schrager had a piece out there essentially saying, or just having a conversation about, the ball is in his court. It doesn't look like he's going to sign anytime right now. They're kind of waiting to see what's what. There's been no new noise. And I'm just paraphrasing there. But my point was I had no concern right now. And they're talking about, well, they'll have to figure out the money. Yeah, and they will. He has been connected with this team since retirement, Kerry.
Yeah.
He pops up at the facility. He's still, obviously, on his own, he's still in amazing shape. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't a guy that went far away, moved away, no connection with the team, and just popped up at the door one day with some bags, like, I'm ready to be on the team. Like, this guy has been a part. I'm sure he's been in constant communication, just checking in, even from just a familiar family standpoint. Like, hey, just how are you, wife and kids? How's it? You know what I mean? Not necessarily just, hey, I want to come back. So the idea that, like, this has to be urgent, I don't get it. The Rams were favored with or without him. The Rams had a game plan. The Rams have been pissed off since they lost to the Seahawks.
Yep.
In the NFC Championship. So they've been locked and loaded since then, right? They felt like that was supposed to be our second ring with this regime.
For sure.
And so the addition of Aaron Donald is simply just that. It is the cherry on top. Mm-hmm. It is the extra little when they spell your name on top of your latte. Like, they didn't have to do that, but thank you. Like, that's all this is. That's just added to, there you go. And you know what?
You got one.
I just made my own. It might not hit like yours, but I just made my own here too. But my point is, I told Rob Parker and Rob G, I said week 6, week 8, just see how things go, get in better shape, find out more of the defensive scheme, what's what, how is Myles Garrett adjusting, making sure he's good to go. Mm-hmm. Then you jump him on in, 15 plays, 20 plays.
Yeah.
End the season with 20-25, and the next thing you know, he's in 30-35 in the postseason. So this only fits the plan for which I thought. I didn't expect him to be week 1.
Yeah. No, it's definitely going to be a slow ramp up regardless. Even if he signed tomorrow, he wouldn't be in there a lot. They would gradually get him up to speed on everything, the physicality. Again, doesn't matter how much he works out, doesn't matter how strong he is.
Somebody hitting you is different.
There is an adjustment period, right? And so I think that's part of it. And they're not in a rush. You said it. I mean, this team is set regardless. This would be a bonus addition. This would be obviously a little bit more than a bonus addition. He's a Hall of Famer. He's that good, and he hasn't been that far removed. But he isn't a needle mover in the sense of it's a necessity. It's not that. It's a luxury, and I think that's what it is. He's going to take his time. The team's going to take their time, and yeah, they'll be ready. He's already locked in with this team. It's not like he's going to work out to go play with somebody else if it doesn't work out. So, there's nothing to lose here by taking your time.
Yeah, let me ask you this. I think we talked about it before, but refresh my memory. Yeah. Just you're further removed now, but let's say you were when you were 2 years removed. I don't know if you had the itch or not, so you can first tell me that.
Yeah.
But if the Jets had said, "Hey, man, you know what? We've been in great relationship, great communication with you. You've been in amazing shape. I mean, obviously, present day, you're still in great shape.
Right.
But let's say you were like, you know what? I'm about to mess around and get back out there. Could you? How long would it take if you were in this similar circumstance? And also, how effective do you think you would be? And again, I'm not. What your answer is not this. It doesn't have to be as if you're speaking for Aaron Donald.
Right. For me personally, yes, I could have played a couple more years. So I mean, even now, I talk to people about it, and it's. Yeah, I mean, the first year I left, I had teams wanted me to come out. Cincinnati, the Giants, they brought me out, wanted me to sign. Cincinnati wanted me to sign when I got there. I didn't do it because I was actually working on the pilot at the time, so I literally had to choose in real time. So so the reason I stepped away myself was myself, but also I had other passions I wanted to pursue.
Yeah.
So could I have come back? Yes. I think the hardest thing for a player that still has something in the tank like I have, and I'm sure Donald feels like he has right now, is when you watch the games, right? When you watch the games and you see somebody playing your position that can't really play it as well as you can.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not about the itch of wanting to get out there every day or every week or even having the same energy about it from week to week. But if you're watching the game and you see somebody playing the position, you're like, wait a minute.
Man, get that sucker up out of there. That's
it.
Let me get back. Hold my beer. Baby, I'll be right back.
That's it.
Where are you going? I'll be back in 16 weeks.
Kelvin, that's
17
it.
weeks.
And so you see that, and he's, like you said, he's still right in the mix with everything. He hasn't been that far removed. So yes, he can go out there and get it done. It's just going to take some time. And with myself personally, if I would have came back, I would have come back and been a starter in that time because I was still right there as well, like
right.
far removed, not far removed. So, yeah, it's funny.
It is. And I just, like I said, to me, this is just an amazing addition to have. When you just mentioned to have a Hall of Fame, one of the best ever to do it, come back, and the best ever, if I'm getting 70% of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's better than most players. So if I'm pairing that up with our schemes, our team, our system, Myles Garrett, and then I got Aaron Donald coming, whether they keep him up the middle or put him on the other end or however they decide to do it, that's insane.
Yes.
Offensive linemen are going to be upset about that. I already got to deal with that freak over there in Myles Garrett. And now this dude is back who we finally were excited we'd have to deal with him anymore.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I just look at it as an addition. And I tell you what, too, we'll talk about it a little bit later on in the show. Just some other moves that the Rams are doing and considering. I mean, the Rams, to me, they stay prepared. They stay ready to go for it all. You get what I mean? They stay ready to let's get this thing rolling and find out other ways to advance our team. So to me, this is just the similar thing where we already are good. We already are ready. I mean, even the Ty Simpson signing.
Yep.
Why would you do that? What else you want from? We already loaded. And now we got a guy at any given point. If Matthew Stafford says, look, man, it's after this year, that's it. I'm tired. I'm beat up, whatever. Or maybe 2 years. We got a guy who's been learning under one of the best ever, learning under the best coaches of the last 20 years, and has a chance to be ready in 2 years to say, all right, I'm out. Here you go, son. Here's the keys. Matthew Stafford can hand it to him.
Kelvin.
Why wouldn't
and people aren't even talking about Stetson Bennett. He can play as well.
Who is named the backup, it looks like.
Exactly. Yeah. He can play as well. And I know he's been out of the public eye for a while, but they're loaded, man. And they got players that can play at every position.
The Rams know what they're doing for sure, man. All right. Appreciate that. So check it out. On the way, you are great to talk about this because you stay in tune with college football. And, again, just being an ex-player. Back and forth we've gone over the last week and a half about players coming back, not to come back. What's the latest now from judges? We'll tell you. It is the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker on a funky Flashback Friday. Stick with us. Fox Sports Radio. Let's go here. Let's talk a little NBA for a little bit here. The Minnesota Timberwolves have now acquired somebody that has been I don't know, enigma is the word I want to use, but just maybe controversial or somebody that teams are like, well, the athletic, the raw talent, and Jonathan Kuminga. Why didn't the Warriors use him enough? Then he goes to Atlanta, has a nice little run where he's balling out, and ended up playing pretty well in the postseason for them, around 14 points a game. And now he signed a 2-year deal with the Timberwolves. And Timberwolves have made some strange moves.
They have. Now, you mentioned Jonathan Kuminga, 2-year, $12 million deal. That's notable because 2 years ago, he was offered a 3-year, $75 million deal from the Warriors. He said, no, I don't want that team option there in the third year. I want to bet on myself. I'm going to take a 2-year, $47 million contract. Team options year 2, they declined the tier option. Has an option to go to the Lakers this offseason, the sign and trade, 3 years, $36 million. Problem with the sign and trade is the first 2 years have to be guaranteed. He's like, no, I want to go down to Minnesota, bet on myself again. It's listed as 2 years, 12, but it's really 1 year, 6 because the second year is a player option. And by all accounts, he's looking to ball out in year 1, cash out in year 2. So I'm asking you this, Dub.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga is obviously aiming for a big payday. They just reshuffled their entire roster, got rid of Julius Randle, got rid of Naz Reid, their only power forwards. Presumably Kuminga's the new power forward. And they brought in, we mentioned in hour 1, the very unserious, the very cult-like following that is LaMelo Ball. So between the LaMelo Ball and the Jonathan Kuminga additions, your thoughts on the Wolves moving forward this season are what?
I don't like it. And by the way, Jonathan Kuminga, while he is talented, and to be honest with you, I was kind of hoping the Pistons would scoop him up, and just that they need bodies, athletic wings, and their team is a little bit different, the way that it's built than the Timberwolves. And also, I think what the Timberwolves are trying to do, the Pistons are trying to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Timberwolves have been to the Western Conference Finals. They're really trying to get over the hump and get to the finals. So there's the difference why I think the Pistons could have used a Kuminga. I'm going to throw out a name first with the Kuminga before I get to the Spurs as a whole. I mean, the Timberwolves as a whole. My only concern with him is a guy named Dennis Schroeder. And he keeps betting on himself, and it's like, all right, now you better hope this works out for you before you just become a $5 million, $8 million, $10 million kind of guy, and you turn down $20, $25 million a year type of deals like Dennis Schroeder did. Remember, it was a 4-year, $80-something million deal with the Lakers. He's like, no, I'm going to bet on myself. Now he's on his, fifth team, and it just didn't really work out.
He just set the record. He's coming for it.
He absolutely, he's on his way. But by the way, pull that up at some point here. Who is it? So I said that to say now that's Jonathan Kuminga into it, who I think he's got some talent. He's raw. We see that he has ability. But as a whole, the Timberwolves have taken a step back. Here's why. They've taken a step back in a conference where I think defensively they had a blueprint for teams you would look at the upper echelon. Hey, we might not beat the Spurs, but we can compete with the Spurs. We got a Rudy Gobert who can go up against somebody he's very familiar with in a Wemby. We had size in Naz Reid. We have Jaden McDaniels. You know how much I love him. You know that. And you were able to, Julius Randle, right? You had size, different types of body you can throw at guys, which helps you against a team like Denver. In fact, you made Denver look bad. Beat them without Ant Edwards for 80% of the series. And you had a formula to play tough, and you looked up and you say, man, one of the teams that's had the most success the last few years in the Western Conference when it came to the postseason has been the Timberwolves. Couple of Western Conference Finals appearances, but they stay in the finals. And you're like, man, they need to take that jump. And Julius Randle wasn't it. I admit that. I think there was a time to need to move on from that. But I don't think they've improved. Naz Reid, he's not. Okay, well, if you got rid of Randle, I thought maybe it's because you're going to use Reid more. You get rid of Randle and Reid, you get rid of toughness, you get rid of some defense, you get rid of some veteran guys. So for Julius Randle, for all the bad shots, one thing at least, he's a veteran presence. You don't have to worry about him in the locker room. He's a grown man. He's been there. And now you're bringing in guys, I still don't know about them as the leaders. I don't know about LaMelo as a leader. In fact, I do. I don't think he's quite there yet. You bring in a Jonathan Kuminga, I don't think he's that guy. And to me, you lose what the Spurs are gaining now, and that is they learn you're going to have those young mishaps in the postseason, right? And specifically the finals. Made a bunch of bad plays. They were up double digits in every game, and they lost because they were having mental mishaps. And to me, you brought in mental mishaps. The Timberwolves. You brought in a bunch of guys who are going to have to still learn. They're still years away. LaMelo's going to take bad shots where you go, dude, don't you feel the game right now? We needed a good shot, or we needed to hold the ball and run some clock. Flashback bag. That man Sam from Iowa. It is the odd couple. Kelvin Washington. Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker. Where allegedly Kerry Rhodes was dancing in the streets of Madrid and Barcelona and Ibiza.
That is
allegedly.
Correct. No. That's not allegedly, Kel. That was
all right. Next week, it's a big event. Friday, Saturday, big events out here.
What's going on?
Shout out to my man Jamil Hardwick. Putting it on.
Okay. I know Jamil. Yeah.
Of course you know Jamil.
What's going on?
You pulling up? Matter of fact, you look like you could be the third one. Omar, Jamil, and Kerry. What in the Ghost God Brothers power is going on here?
Hey, Ghost. No.
Yeah. You could play someone like the brother that they didn't know who come in all swolled up and beat people up in the club.
The long lost one.
Yeah. He's got a big event going on out here in LA. I'm trying to pull up.
If you pull up and you tell me in advance,
okay,
I'm there with you.
Hold on,
you heard me. I'm out.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna bring Rob G with me too.
Rob G, you trying to pull up?
Oh, yeah.
There, see? We're in the building.
Wait, hold on. Elijah, put the camera on, Raji. Hold up. I need to know. Are you serious? Don't be wasting my RSVPs.
Why wouldn't I pull up?
There it is. We're in the building, Kelvin.
Let me find
We
out.
in
Let me
there
text.
like
I'm about to text
swimwear.
Jamil right now. I already RSVP.
Just say me. Just say me. So maybe we can get 2 spots and we get an extra RSVP or something.
All right. And shout out to a couple years back, I got jammed up talking about birthdays. Speaking of birthdays, I should say. And I was, I don't know what to do. And he, bam, out the blue, texted me about his event, which was a whole weekend event. And I was like, dude, my birthday. He was like, say less. Just pull up. You jump on in. Jump on the ride and then make this your birthday. And I did. It was a good time. So, all right, we about to get Kerry out again twice in August. Well, that'll be early September. But you get what I mean. Dang it. All right, man. I'm looking for. All right, let me see if we can do that.
Yep.
It is the Odd Couple again on a Funky Flashback Friday. I want to get here. By the way, the pod, make sure you check it out. All you have to do, of course, is wherever you search your podcast, you can find The Odd Couple, download it, share it, review it, 5 stars. We appreciate it. There'll be a best of and a full-length version as well, so please check out the pod. I want to go here with you, Kerry. We've been talking about this all week, last week and a half, really, and it's been back and forth because there's been the ruling in Louisiana where these kids can come back who try to get on professional teams, who might even sign a contract but ultimately didn't make it, and then you get those, but then you got the whole 2022 5-year seniors, 5th-year seniors, I should say, who they get their rule and they get to come back. Then you got the SEC and the Big Ten coming out saying, we ain't having it, we're not doing it anymore. But then you get now SEC, the judge saying that they can't sanction teams for using these players as of right now. So that's where it is a bit of back and forth because I think, like so many other things, I think there's the swinging of the pendulum, Kerry.
Yeah.
The NCAA being foolish for decades, not budging on so many different things, right? Making kids look like criminals because they signed a few autographs and they got a couple of tattoos. Now they're the worst people on earth.
Yep.
You got guys getting in trouble being damned to damnation because they use their little bit of celebriton to get some free pizzas or take their girlfriend to a movie.
Yep.
And my point is, not budging offering money, not budging with some of the transfer stuff years ago. Obviously, they eventually opened it up, but I'm saying years ago, you know, where players couldn't do this, couldn't do that, but coaches could dip out, looking you in the eye, telling you, I'm never leaving you, son, and then dip out. And now it's just a complete Wild Wild West. And now it's just getting crazy because now you got guys, I just told them, Lane always dipping Kiffin, talking about, oh, man, I don't want to do this, and they're forcing my hand. You got to do it. Why, you know, I'd be stupid to not sign these players. Then you find out, allegedly, he's the one who's kind of starting this whole thing off. So this has just become a mess. I think the NCAA is going to continue to be a mess because they're paying for the sins of the past where they didn't clean it up, where they didn't offer a little leeway, where they didn't offer stipends to players, where they didn't, you know, give a little more balance towards the player and you know, favorably when it came to, you know, the finances and whatnot. And now it's just too crazy. And I think it's just going to be so wild for the next 2 to 3 years while they start to kind of even this thing out and find their footing, if you will. Where are you with this?
Yeah, number one, morally, as a player that gets drafted to the league, you shouldn't be able to go back to college. Like, I feel
I've been saying that. I've been on that.
I feel that's wrong. That's wrong, right? But again, legally, you've been playing this game. You're paying players, so it's not amateurism anymore, right? Like it's not that. So you blurred that line. So I think, in my opinion, I think one thing that could happen to kind of negate it all is like college basketball has, right? College basketball has the pre-NBA draft where you can go in and see where your standing is as an NBA player.
Yep.
If college was to do that and give those guys a chance to, you know, dip their toe out there and see what the availability is, I think that's a different story. I think we're talking about a different thing, right? But right now, like you said, it's the Wild Wild West. You got guys coming back that have been on practice fields with NFL teams trying to go back playing college. That's insane.
And I've been saying this.
It's insane.
They're getting nutritionists. They're getting the best coaching. They're getting the best strength and training conditioning over the last handful of months. Like, they're coming back, and now you're 22, 23, bigger, stronger, playing against an 18, 19-year-old.
But, Kelvin, even that part, yes, that's right. But if these teams are bringing these guys back, that means somebody who's been thinking they're going to start for the season in college is not going to play. Now, that's the
100%.
part that's wrong for me.
And this is where unions are needed for these college players, to protecting their finances, protecting, these types of things where they have a structure where you can and cannot do this to us because we're a union. As you know, as an actor and singer, we have unions out here, SAG-AFTRA, all the, WAG for the Writers Guild and all that good stuff. So they need that. Lamar Jackson is taking good care of himself. We'll explain next. Odd Couple.
We are Fox Sports.
Is that what I'm cleaning here? 5's uneven number. Figure it out.
Hear me out. One gotta go.
One's gotta go of versions of potatoes. Mashed.
Did you say toes?
Well, get off them OnlyFans pages.
I'm just missing cinnamon.
Get off them OnlyFans pages, okay? Mashed potatoes, French fries, hash browns, baked, or potato chip. One has to go.
Hash browns. Hash browns are marginal. Hash browns are marginal. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
They
marginal?
I'll eat hash browns, but only like last resort. There's nothing left.
Now, if they were,
hash browns guy.
Now, Alex, if they were on Rob G's plate, Rob G, are those hash browns?
Are those hash browns?
Are they crispy hash
browns?
Browns?
They look so golden.
Hey, why did my wife bring that up, Rob? She said something. She goes, "Oh, it was like Rob G's pancakes," and I just fell out, bro. Listen, she did it last night. I don't know what we were talking about. She was like, "Oh, was it like Rob G?" I was like, "No, that was a separate thing." I think I was telling Rob G.
The worst thing I ever did was Rob G had a stack of pancakes, too many, he couldn't eat them all.
Well, how you gonna tell that?
I figured I was going to help him out and have one pancake.
He couldn't
and Kelvin just will not let this die.
Are you leaving out something that the night before you was asking about his buns? It was too much.
It was his bread.
Oh, my bad. It was his bread. His bread. Oh, can y'all bring out his bread? Next day, Rob G, is that a pancake? You are unhinged at Super Bowls.
There's not a more overrated food than the French fry.
Oh, God.
That might be the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life, actually.
You're crazy.
That's why they give them to you for free for everything. That's why the
No, they don't.
Sincerely, that's why it's the add-on for everything.
Or the opposite, Rob.
Delicious.
It's because it's the best. That's why it comes with everything.
No, if it was any good, you'd have to pay for it separately.
It enhances your burger.
Nah.
Just like you would pay. You know what enhanced my corned beef hash this morning? Hash browns.
Hey, you know what?
No.
Well, I'm
just saying.
Alex,
ketchup and French fries are the two most overrated pieces of food.
I'm going full Rob Park. Turn his mic off. I don't want to hear him.
You know what, Martin? Just for that, move to Chicago. Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Exactly.
Go move to Chicago.
And don't come back.
Hey, try reheating a French fry. Good luck.
It's called the air fryer.
They're not supposed to be
air
reheated.
fryer.
Oh, because they're so great, right? They're so great. You have to eat them right there when you got them.
Yes.
Right,
Martin,
exactly.
this might be your craziest take ever.
We could
Rob G.
Again, I have time.
Wow.
The hash browns got to go.
Whoa.
It's process of elimination. I ain't getting rid of a baked potato. I ain't getting rid of French fries. And I ain't getting rid of mashed potatoes. So it's between hash browns and chips. And chips have got me through more rough times than hash browns.
Big facts. That's part of the reason I can't lose weight. I'm going to just jump in here in front of you, Alex, because I'm going to make sure y'all get rid of this baked potato. It got to go. It's good.
Yeah, a baked potato with steak and butter.
It's good. I'm not. Well, give me the mash. I had that. That's what I had in. Where were we at? At the big time steakhouse we were in San Francisco. I had the mash that went with my steak. I like a baked potato, but to Rob G's point, all of these are great, but one got to go. Get out of here, Bake.
Kate, I'm with you. Bake's got to go.
Get out of here,
Only
Alex.
thing baked is me on a Saturday night at home. I'm not doing this baked potato. So much effort, so much work. Aluminum foil, turn the oven on. What am I doing? Just to put butter in it? Mash 'em.
Alex, all you need to do is make a couple of knife cuts into the baked potato.
Do not say microwave.
Wet it. Microwave
I'm
it.
done.
You lost Mr. Healthy.
No, Alex, he's talking about baked potatoes. You can microwave those. French fries, no go.
Alex, there's nothing wrong with some Rays that could possibly give you cancer and butter in your baked potato.
Tarek Skubal's pitching in Detroit tonight for the Dodgers. The game is scoreless in the bottom of the fifth. Skubal with 6 strikeouts and no walks. Among the other games in progress, Houston at the Mets, scoreless in the bottom of the third inning. Houston, the first-place team in the AL West, 1 game over the Texas Rangers. The Rays have taken a 1-0 lead on the Padres in the bottom of the fourth. A new ballpark for the Rays in Tampa was approved by county commissioners. Yes, in Tampa, not in St. Petersburg, where the Rays currently play. The Braves lead the Rockies 3-0 in the top of the third. Red Sox at Yankees scoreless in the third. Today, Cincinnati beat the Cubs 10-8. Sal Stewart of the Reds, his 29th homer of the season. Among the 10 NFL preseason games tonight, early third quarter at Baltimore, Ravens lead Washington 24-0. Houston up 3-0 in the second at Carolina. It's Atlanta 7-3 over the Dolphins in the second. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
That's right. Hour number 2 with the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. My man, Kerry, Rhodes, sitting in for Rob. I'm Kelvin Washington. Appreciate you being here with us on your Friday. Hopefully it's been good. Hopefully getting a little relaxation. And hopefully, my gosh, if you live out here in Southern California, some cool down on the way. Woo. Shout out to Autumn Robertson, Sally Hadamio, the meteorologists. They take care of all the weather stuff for us at Spectrum News 1. They told me the cool down is on the way. Just a little bit. Don't get carried away.
You saw my smile?
Yeah, I did. That's why. Hold on. But we're going down. We're gonna get closer to average. You know what I mean? So like low 90s in certain spots, as opposed to 100, 102. You know, maybe high 80s wherever you are, as opposed to 92, 93. So the little bit of a cool down reprieve is coming for us in Southern California, and hopefully wherever you are, man, you know, summer's been good to you as it's winding down. Kids are getting back to school and whatnot. All right, coming up a little bit this hour, Vinny Bonsignore, California Post senior NFL columnist, Raider Nation radio host. He and Rob G can figure out what's going on with the Raiders a little bit later on. And then finally in our last hour, we're going to have Nick Hamilton, Nightcast media host out here in L.A., is in tap with all the things that are happening here with the Rams, the Chargers, also the Dodgers. So we'll chop it up with him, quite a few things. And the Rams making nice little move in the receiver ranks. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. So still a lot to get to on this Funky Flashback Friday. By the way, I got to tell you about Express Pros. If you work in logistics, you know nothing moves without you. Companies need skilled people now, and Express Employment Professionals can help you find contract or full-time work that fits at no cost to you. So visit expresspros.com, get support, get options, and get to work. And now it's time for the Express Pro of the Week. And the Pro of the Week goes to Braves ace Chris Sale. He had 11 strikeouts and 0 walks in a complete game shutout win over the Dodgers. Don't nobody want to hear that. Last night to complete the series against Atlanta. So, again, congrats to Chris Sale for being our Express Pro of the Week. Yeah, whatever. I'm only saying that, Kerry, because I got to do pre and post for the Dodgers Saturday and Sunday.
So. Oh, do you? Well,
yeah,
you're a busy man, man. You're a busy man, Kelvin.
Man. I know. I ain't going to lie. It be sounding good in the time. Kerry, not proper English, but it be sounding good.
It be sounding good.
It be sounding good in the moment. And then Rob G knows. Rob G will call me, and he'll be like, yo, what up? Let's talk about the show. And I'll be like, hey, Rob. And then I sound like Rob G. Hey, Rob G. What's up? It's Speaking of Rob G, we got to get into this Lamar Jackson conversation. I don't know if you were able to set it up. Are you?
I mean, you asked me. I'm going to give it an attempt, right?
Oh, man.
Doc Rivers.
Maybe not. I feel how did it get worse? I thought by letting you not talk for an hour, it would get better.
Talking to me. Sam,
throwing under the bus.
He blamed Sam. I can't believe you, Rob G. Own it.
Man.
You're talking to Sam.
I am talking to Sam. Sam's a
little chatter
Rob
here and
G,
there.
I like Sam.
This is going to be the worst. This is going to be like this is going to be like Dwight Howard trying to throw a no-look pass with the setup. Go ahead. Just set this up. Might not be great, but set us up, please.
So Lamar Jackson has been looking for a new contract. We know it's been going on for months now, and they tabled conversations because last time he was negotiating, he wanted a fully guaranteed contract. We don't know what he wants now, but either way, both sides decided we're going to pause for the cause till after the season. Well, now, credit to ESPN's Dominic Foxworth pointing this out. Lamar Jackson's salary for next season, the cap number, is right around $75 million. So there is no way that they're going to bring him back on that number, which means either they're going to give him the contract that he wants, or they're going to have to find a way to maybe move off, because there's no realistic way they can build out a roster with a cap number that high. Interestingly enough, when Lamar didn't get his fully guaranteed contract a few years ago, he got two provisions that did work in his favor. One of them being a no-trade clause, the other one being a no-tag clause. So when this season is over, if he doesn't get the contract he's looking for, he has all the leverage to decide, hey, you're going to have to trade me or give me the money. And if you trade me, I'm only going to go to X, Y, and Z.
Of course.
You cannot trade me to what you think is the best option.
There you go, Rob.
And with that, hey, good, yeah, Rob G, you recovered. Look at you. You recovered out there in the streets. I'm going to go here, Kerry. Look, Lamar Jackson continues to overachieve or to show people who he really is. What I mean by that is we saw how dynamic he was in college, right? Gets a Heisman. Next year plays well again. Could have been in a Heisman candidate and does his thing. What do they say? I don't know. He needs to be a receiver. He could be a scat back. Oh, is he a defensive back? I don't know. It's like, no, he should be a quarterback. Yeah. But, okay, that's what y'all say, fine. Everybody passed on him except the Ravens, right? Let me show y'all what I do. Gets to the Ravens, all of a sudden, after a year or two, boom, he's in his bag. He starts producing. So then you can say, all right, maybe he could have been just a solid quarterback, right? Just solid, hey, doing all right. No! The man is a two-time AP MVP, 2019, 2023, and your dad could have said that 2024 should have been his. It was a better season than 2023. Mind you, 2019 was unanimous. 3-time first-team All-Pro. You know how hard it is to be All-Pro.
Yes,
Tom Brady was only All-Pro, I believe, 3 times his whole career. 4-time Pro Bowl selection. What else am I missing here? All the awards, right? And then not to mention when you start to get into this QBR, setting statistical record-breaking seasons. I mean, but did I mention one of the best running quarterback, dual threat quarterbacks of all time?
You didn't say that.
So where I'm going with this is, here's the other thing. They made fun of him. They said he was crazy because Lamar said, no, I don't need an agent. I got me. I got moms. I got our willpower. I got our own knowledge. We'll figure this thing out. Got people, who will help me out, and thought he was crazy. What is he doing? It's going to cost himself millions. Now, Rob G just supported. At the end of the day, this man might make 75 next year, and who knows how it'll all work out through this season and next. But the point is, he's done pretty doggone well for himself in this ranks as well. So Lamar Jackson continues to me to show people that when you doubt him, he shows up. Now, yes, there's still some things left to be desired in the playoffs. Without a doubt, he'd be the first to tell you that. There's been some times he showed up, team let him down. There's been some times he didn't play at his best. Yeah. Absolutely. When you're this great, we got to start nitpicking at you. But he absolutely he has been just achieving from what people have held him at. Oh, he's only going to be a this. He can only do this. He's a fool. He's going to blow his money. He's all this stuff. Yeah. And he keeps doing it. And now he has put himself in an NBA type of position where you start to see when LeBron was really one of those people who started the whole 1-and-1s and, call it a 2-year contract, because really he got the player option after 1 year and putting the ball in his court and controlling his own destiny, his own future. And I know a lot of people hated it. Why don't you just stay with a team or take a long dip? LeBron started to control this thing, and other NBA players followed. And they started to get these great deals. And they started to have if you even want to go back to the old the Bird contract, Bird rights, and all that, just where it's favorable for you, the player. Lamar Jackson has now gotten this situation where I think more people are going to jump in. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. But I just think Lamar Jackson has just had an amazing career thus far. Super Bowl withstanding. But I just think every time you kind of say, I doubt him or this or that, he continues to find a way. And I don't think he wants to leave Baltimore.
Right.
I think he's in a situation with a team that believed in him, a team that not only just drafted him, but also put things around him. John Harbaugh put his arms around him and didn't say, don't be who you are, said the opposite. Go be who you are. Go thrive. Let's build around this man. And I think it's worked out for them all as you know, they've always been a really good team and competitive and won a bunch of games. Ultimate prize withstanding. They want to get there. But my point is, I think he set himself in a position to kind of say, follow my mold to other quarterbacks. Follow my mold to other even young guys coming up. And we'll get more into that. But your thoughts on where Lamar is and kind of how he's handled himself and conducted himself, not only on the field and as a quarterback, but also as kind of a trailblazer when it comes to finances.
Kelvin, that cap hit was not 75, it's 85 million for next year. So that's even higher. But I'm going to say this about Lamar. Lamar is he's always been a trendsetter. Now, you know, you're seeing guys or, you know, I'm just going to say it, like you're saying young black men have the belief that they can be different and look different, not be the status quo when you talk about the look of an NFL quarterback. I think that, number one, for Lamar has been the biggest thing I've seen and I've had to take away when I watch him and I see how people react to him and young guys react to him. And I'm also going to say he's always been ahead of the curve. He went to my alma mater. I know him well. The year he won the Heisman was the year I went back to talk to the team, right? And so I go back, I talk to the team. I'm telling them what it takes to win. I'm telling them what it takes to be professional. I'm having all these conversations as I'm speaking to the team. After the practice, it was two young men that stayed after and asked me even more questions. So you talk about those two guys. Both of those guys were Pro Bowlers in the NFL. Lamar Jackson and Jair Alexander, right? Yeah. So you get to see right away what type of man he is and the thirst for knowledge that he had. So I knew that coming out. So you talk about a guy that didn't sign an agent and wanted to do this thing by himself. People were saying he was crazy, but I knew he's done his homework on this. This isn't just something he's doing frivolously at all. Like, This is something that he has thought about, and he thinks about everything. This is who he is. He's a student of the game as well. He has this athletic ability that can't be taught, but he's a student, right? Every phase of his career, what has he done? He's gotten better, right? People said he couldn't throw the ball to the outside. He did that. He's going to run. He's not going to be able to read defenses. I think he's answered that question. So everything about his play he's answered. So why would we doubt anything else about this young man moving forward? Obviously, he's put himself in the right situation. He has a situation now to break the bank even more this year on a prove-it deal where he has something to prove again now. Like, this isn't something where everybody's on his side at the moment. People are saying, you know, he's had a down year. He was the reason they didn't make the playoffs last year. So I know the motivation that he's going to take into this year. So when I think about Lamar, I just think about him being in a perfect place. Baltimore, the city embraces him like he's one of them. And you talk about the aesthetic of Baltimore. You know the area. Oh, yeah. It fits him very well. So I don't think he wants to go. I think he wants to prove who he is and what he can do, and he's going to do that again because that's who he is. That's what I feel about Lamar Jackson.
And he has been, as E40 likes to say, instead of, you know, people say somebody's one of one, E40 says one of none because ain't nobody else like him. And Lamar has just kind of been that guy. And again, yes, somebody sitting right now listening is going, well, he hasn't won in the post. Listen.
There's a lot of people who haven't won.
You don't have to. And you're not only that, he knows it. Yeah. Right? It's the truth. There's no running away from it. Mm-hmm. He has. When you've been this great, the expectation is a Super Bowl, let alone appearance, let alone winning.
100%.
But the way he's conducted even business has been spectacular. And again, I think he's going to start to create something to break the mold. Listen, the guy that you may have least expected, given the circumstances, to be the one to set this thing off with guaranteed contracts was not Deshaun Watson at the time. Not that Deshaun Watson couldn't have been in because he was playing had a heck of a season that year with the Texans. It's all that came with it. So you didn't think it would be that guy at that moment, right? You thought maybe it'd be somebody else in the field, maybe Joe Burrow, maybe obviously a Patrick Mahomes,
but
or a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. But now that has been set off, you can see why Lamar Jackson would say, we giving out fully guaranteed 230 out here in these streets? Oh, then I know I'm worth that. When, again, I got a guy who's been multiple MVP. When I got a guy who's been out here, breaking all types of records from QBR standpoint, who consistently wins, like you just chalk it in 10, 11 games every year. Just write it down, 10, 11 games. So at minimum. So I just think he absolutely is going to embark on something that's going to be transcended, and it will be financial. It will be from a business standpoint. It will be how, again, a black quarterback is viewed who is athletic. He's not just an athlete. No, he's a quarterback who is athletic.
Yep.
You know how they used to do it. Here he comes. Oh, he's an athlete. No, I'm a quarterback. Who said the rules that a quarterback can't be athletic? Matter of fact, we might have had more of them back in the 70s, 80s if y'all let some brothers play back then.
Kelvin, you know I was a quarterback, right? I had to switch after the end of my sophomore year because of the coaching staff wanted me to show my athletic ability. And so I just sit back and I actually think about those things sometimes. And like I said, Lamar is one of none, which you said, which I accurately would jump on board with saying, yes, that's true. But yeah, a lot of us that had that opportunity or didn't have that opportunity at the time, seeing this happen.
Tony Dungy, there's so many.
Seeing this happen in real time, it's amazing.
Warren Moon couldn't even get in the NFL for some young. He had to go somewhere else and let them, Don't even get me started on that, man. Doug Williams had 175 touchdowns in one half. We ain't seen him since.
That's got to be a record, Kelvin. That's got to be a record right there.
I got a little carried away. I got a little carried away.
Yeah.
But you get my point.
I do.
All right, so the other side of this, Kerry, is, well, how do you handle this if you're the NFL? And I think there's something that in a group that they should look to not make the same mistake as they did. And I'll tell you that on the other side. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. It's your boy, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker. Stick with us, Fox Sports Radio. All right, let's get into this. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but Mike Hill and I ended up going on a tangent about Steph Curry and where he is in the all-time legacy and top 5, top 10 kind of conversations. So I wasn't really trying to go there with him. Where I was trying to go was, and Roger, you got more of the details, but him possibly signing an extension with the Lakers to get him through the age of 40, and that's where we were going to go. But we ended up getting into that. But the conversation becomes, and Rob Parker and I have had this, where, listen, how do you want to end this thing? Is it going for the ring, going for the best situation, a la like his partner in crime, Klay Thompson? I'm going to go to Miami where at least, hey, maybe I can compete. I can be the guy to take them over the edge.
Right.
Because if the Miami team, which we all kind of think, middle of the pack, maybe, they had a Steph, you're like, oh, hold on, all right, now that changes some things. Or do you go somewhere else? Or do you stay one team, not everybody does that anymore, loyal to the soil, and ride it out there? Where are you when it comes to what Steph should do?
Steph Curry should absolutely sign that extension and ride it out there in Golden State. Because the idea of dipping out and going somewhere else because you feel like the team has not done enough to put things around you does not apply to Steph Curry. That applies to Minnesota Kevin Garnett. That applies to Cleveland LeBron James, or the first iteration. That applies to Portland Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, hey, man, if they had done more, all due respect, Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell are not good second options for you, KG.
Not during that
Not
era.
during that time. You needed some more than that. CJ McCollum, at best, is probably a really good sixth man, and you have him as your number 2 star, and you're a small backcourt is not going to work. LeBron James, I know your style of play kind of lends itself to where you want to have role players around you, but if we could get a better second option than Mo Williams, that should be the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
And for Steph Curry, he went to a situation there in Golden State where he got drafted to. They built basically 3 different championship teams around him. They drafted really well, right? Him and Clay were mid to late lottery picks. Draymond famously in the second round. They made shrewd moves, Sean Livingston, Leandro Barbosa, making a trade for Andre Iguodala. Like, they made smart decisions, and they built organically one of the best teams, regular season teams we've ever seen, 7-3-9, right? They won a championship. Then they lose in the finals. What do? They pivot. Kevin Durant.
Yep.
Add KD to that team. And now, for my money, that is the single greatest team I've ever seen, 2017, that first year. Like, if I'm picking 01 Lakers.
I was about to say 87
Celtics, like whatever. Like
86 Celtics, 87 Lakers, 01 Lakers, 96 Bulls would all want to say, hold
right,
up.
Right, but I'm saying, if for my money, that's the team. But whatever team you think, that's the one I'm thinking, right? Then KD leaves because of the whole Draymond situation or his own insecurities, whatever. They pivot again, and they say, all right, well, we have Steph Curry. We have a kind of a broken down Klay Thompson. Draymond is still pretty good defensively.
He might come for you.
Right? But it's like, hey, Jordan Poole, which at the time was a thing. Like, I know now he's a punchline, but there's a time he was really good. Andrew Wiggins, we're going to resuscitate his career. Right. And he became a really good player for them. So Bob Myers, Joe Lacob, all those guys around there, they did a really good job of building teams around him. It was never for lack of effort. It was never because they made stupid decisions. It was just, hey, we tried to do timelines thing. It didn't work. We tried making trades for Giannis and Markkanen and AD. We didn't have the assets. Now, part of it is because they didn't draft well with the do timeline thing. But, hey, so if I'm Steph Curry, I don't think he has the built-in excuses, hey, you guys didn't do enough for me. I have to go somewhere else. Like, no, they did plenty for you. And this idea that we need to continue to mortgage the future for a guy who's 37 is just not reasonable. And if it was good enough for Tim Duncan, if it was good enough for Dirk Nowitzki, if it's good enough for Kobe Bryant, you can win a championship in public, you can miss the playoffs in public.
I like it. And I'll just add a couple extra points. I listen, there's a few times where it just makes sense for the organization and for the player, right? There's very few times where, like, all right, on paper, this just makes all the sense in the world. Maybe you look at a John Elway. Just be a Bronco your whole life. You know, ride it out in the sunset. Obviously, he won on a championship. But my point is, we've been through the good times, the up times, losing in Super Bowls, winning a couple Super Bowls, middling where we couldn't get there, and it just makes sense. You mentioned Tim Duncan. Organization, we don't want to lose Timmy, what he means for us in the locker room and the community. Timmy, I don't want to leave here what I've built, what I've earned, how you guys have treated me. Sometimes there's a marriage made in heaven. Part of the marriage is you being a married man, and I know sometimes it's the good times and bad times. It ain't always going to be good.
No.
It ain't always going to be winning 60, 70 games. Lane, Dip, and Kiffin. About this must be a funky flashback Friday. Your boys, it's the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry, Rhodes in for Rob Parker, Vinny Bonsignor getting ready to join us here in about 6 or 7 minutes. California Post senior NFL columnist, Raider Nation radio host. We got to talk about kind of what are the Raiders going to do? Some stuff out there, you know. Obviously, we got to see Mendoza the other night didn't look great, so we'll have a conversation with Vinny in a moment. By the way, you can stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us in all your favorite Fox Sports shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it's always going to pop up at the top of your screen. Kerry, let's dig into this real quick. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to bring up college in the sense of we've been talking about so much of how they've been, I believe, retroactively handling things now.
Mm-hmm.
From all the stuff they wouldn't let you do, you couldn't do. And now it's just a wild, wild west. It's just a free-for-all. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're the NFL and the way they've been handling contracts, obviously no guaranteed, and doing this, and the way I think Lamar Jackson has been trailblazing this, I believe he might open it up where star quarterbacks are going to say, you know what? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing the Patrick Mahomes, the Tom Brady's of taking haircuts?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I structure my contract a little bit more like Lamar, a little bit more like NBA contracts where it's favorable for me? Not to say I don't love the team, not to say, I'm not all about the team.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar's been able to do it and still have a really good roster year in, year out, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not hurting the team. They've just been figuring out ways to do it. And obviously, pro players, we talk about this. You would know better than I. Not having guaranteed contracts. So-and-so 4-year, 120. Well, 4-year, really 85. Okay, then just tell me he got $85 million. Don't be telling me about the extra 120.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at the NCAA and how things, when they didn't take care of the guys, the floodgate opened. And I'm also looking at this. These kids are coming in much more business sound, business savvy.
Mm-hmm.
You're a star quarterback. You're Arch Manning, Dante Moore. These guys have been getting paid, right? You're coming in making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million a year, maybe more, and some endorsement types of things. Maybe all these and equity brand and equity deals that you have with brands, whatnot. So these guys are coming in at least making a couple years of that big time money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're going to be coming in a little bit more savvy, a little bit more like, all right, hold on. I don't want to sign this 5-year rookie deal. Well, let's do some type of 3-year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure it out. Let's work it around. Let's. How about you don't pay me, but you let me da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I think we're about to start seeing where these quarterbacks coming in since high school making NIL money.
Yeah.
Big time money in college. Your name out there. You're successful. You start to see the trailblazing what Deshaun Watson did, what Lamar Jackson's doing, so on and so forth. I think the NFL better get smart. And like I said earlier about the NCAA, incrementally start giving up what you might deem as an L in the short term, may be beneficial for you long term. Meaning start, giving guys some better money than they might have expected, or giving guys a little bit more guaranteed money than you typically would like to do. Because I think the floodgate might kick in with these guys coming in the next handful of years, becoming more and more savvy. Getting agents earlier, understanding the game now, coming in not just happy to be here, Kerry.
Yeah, man.
Not just, I just take what you got. No, coming in like, nah, bro. Y'all making $10, $20 billion a year. Come on. I know what I'm worth. I've been knowing what I'm worth since I was 6'17".
Yep.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. These athletes are way more aware than we were, right? We were just taking scraps. We were getting whatever we could get, and it was part of the business where it was like, we're going to, these kids are coming in starving, no money from college.
Yep.
And so whatever we give them, they're going to take. That's just not the norm anymore. So what you said, yeah, I mean, being able to understand the dynamic of what's real money versus fake money. Yeah, those deals. You talk about in my time, right? I got the highest paid contract in my position at the time.
Yep.
And guaranteed at the time. So let me rephrase that. Guaranteed at the time. And so you're thinking, man, I'm killing it right now. But when you look back now at what these guys are getting for, let's say Kyle Hamilton, he just got the highest paid contract for a safety ever now. And what those two contracts look like side by side, you're like, oh, this is light years from where we were. So I'm really happy for the players. I'm also happy for the players having being able to recognize what's real and what's not. And so getting power and understanding they are the needle movers in this situation.
Uh-huh.
Franchises, you can be a franchise, you can be a a team that's been good for a long time. If you don't have those needle movers on your team, you're not going to stay with that status anymore. And so I love the awareness around it. Now, I don't know what the NFL can do. I know what you're talking about as far as like maybe giving up some of that money up front to take care of certain players. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just the whole entity and all the players involved all around. Like, it's not just the quarterbacks. Now it's the receivers, it's the safeties, it's the DBs, right? Just the top draft picks, period. Like, they've been making money since high school now. So you can't say this is a good deal anymore. You have to actually prove it. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go, Kelvin, but I'm interested. I am definitely ready to see what this ride takes us.
And I think agents, by the way, we talk about players getting bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
Agents get smarter, more savvy too. And they start figuring out ways and, well, what can we do here? I'll give you last point before we go to Steve here.
Yeah.
Think about baseball. What they do. $700-something million for Shohei. Oh, how are they going to do that? So much money. We'll defer it.
Defer it, yeah.
We'll pay him we're paying $1 million, $2 million now. We'll defer. Like, finding ways.
I wish I'd have did that, Kelvin.
I know, right? And I know the CBA, I know collective bargaining, I know the agreements and all that, but I'm just saying, when you start to see Lamar doing stuff how he's doing it, guys become copycat in league, figuring out, I like how he did that. And again, guys coming out of college, big, like if you're Arch Manning, dude, come on, right? If he balls out this year, come on now. The sky could be the limit for him as far as what can be done and, moving forward. And I understand there's structures when it comes to rookie deals, but I'm just saying incrementally starting to change things a little bit. Don't do this. What if I do this? Okay, I understand I have to do it, but can I do it this way?
Yep.
And I think that'll be interesting. Ooh. Steve the Sager, right now, after Steve, we're going to have Vinny Bonsignor. We'll chop it up with him. Hey, Steve.
Hey, let's start with baseball. Now, today there was a Wrigley Field game where the Reds won 10-8 over the Cubs. Sal Stewart could be Rookie of the Year in the National League this year for the Reds. His 29th homer of the year today. He has 102 RBIs. It looks like Tarek Skubal's night is done in Detroit. The Dodgers and Tigers are tied 1-1, top of the 7th. Skubal with 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, no walks. Also in progress, it's the Mets at home leading Houston and Hunter Brown 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Brown does have 7 strikeouts already. Kansas City leads at Cleveland 1-0 in the 6th against the Guardians' Tanner Bybee. It's Tampa Bay ahead of San Diego and Casey Mize 7-2 in the top of the 6th inning. The Yankees are winning 1-0 over Boston in the bottom of the 4th. Paul Goldschmidt a solo homer. Cam Schlittler is on the mound. The Yanks, second in the AL East, are 4 games behind Tampa Bay in the standings. A new ballpark for the Rays was approved by county commissioners today. They hope to open it in 2029 after the lease at their current place expires. The Atlanta Braves are winning again 4-0 over Colorado in the bottom of the 4th. Toronto and Dylan Cease up 3-1 on Seattle in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Texas Rangers are a game back of Houston in the AL West standings. Texas is losing at Milwaukee. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. Milwaukee's winning 2-1 against Texas in the top of the 4th. White Sox lead in the bottom of the 1st inning 4-3 at Minnesota. And there are 10 NFL preseason games tonight. It's late third quarter at Baltimore, and the Ravens are now up 34-3 on Washington. Tyler Huntley with an early touchdown pass. Halftime at Carolina, Panthers lead the Texans 6-3. Each Houston quarterback tonight has thrown an interception, Davis Mills and then Brett Rippon. The Atlanta Falcons started Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. Falcons are leading 14-6 nearing halftime of that one. Tua with 1 fumble, but did lead a scoring drive, 7 of 8 passing, 95 yards through the air. At Jacksonville, mid-second quarter, Jaguars lead 3-0 over Tampa Bay because of a 61-yard field goal from Cam Little. Giants 7-6 over the Jets. Jets missed their extra point try. And in Dallas, it's the Cowboys 3-3 with New Orleans late first quarter. Brandon Aubrey, a 49-yard field goal. The Big Ten will now require 4 injury reports during the week for conference games. Victor Hovland is tied for the lead at the PGA's Tour Championship. And the Colorado Avalanche gave defenseman Cale Makar an 8-year extension. Back to you.
Steve, thank you. Appreciate it. It's the odd couple. Kelvin Washington and Kerry Rhodes filling in for Rob Parker on a Funky Flashback Friday. Our man, Vinny Bonsignor, California Post senior NFL columnist, Raider Nation, Raider host on with us now. Vinny B, what up, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, Vinny.
Good to chop it up with you.
Getting ready for some real football. I'm done with the preseason. Done with the preseason.
Well, let's stay there for a minute. Is Fernando Mendoza playing real football right now? Because he ain't looked good in the last couple preseason games. And I know it's not just him. I know the team hasn't been great. He was under a lot of pressure, sacked a couple times, threw an interception again, and also pressured 6 times. But what are you making of what is going on? And not to mention Clint Kubiak saying he needs 3 more preseason games.
Oof.
Yeah, no, I think what Clint is saying is what is the reality of any situation when you're talking about a young quarterback. You need to get out there and play. Unfortunately, that train is coming to a stop for him. It's going to be Kirk Cousins who's going to be the starting quarterback. That's been the plan all along. And they'll ride that as far as it can go. And when it rolls into the no playoff, section of their season, which is probably going to be sooner rather than later, then they're not going to waste any time, and they're going to get Fernando Mendoza out there so that his growing pains and his learning curve aren't going to have serious ramifications to a team that is in the playoff hunt. That's kind of what they're going to try to do it. It'll work out one way or another. Either they are in the playoff hunt, which I find dubious, but that would be great if there's some pixie dust in the air and some magic out there, and maybe they catch a few breaks and they win some games for their starving fans right now, or more likely, that train kind of comes to a halt, and now it's Fernando Mendoza getting extensive action and kind of setting themselves up for what they feel is going to be a nice turnaround in 2027. But this can't be a wasted season pretending like they're in the playoff hunt if they truly aren't. The minute that happens, Fernando has to be out there. I think he's ahead of the game right now. I think he's where he needs to be, basically, and is everything that they thought he was going to be. It's just now time on task, getting him out there and learning the game of football at the NFL level, and that's probably going to happen sooner rather than later.
Vinny, so I want to ask this. So is this a Clint Kubiak decision, or is this above his pay grade when we talk about the way they're handling Fernando Mendoza and the plan right now?
I'm going to throw 2 letters and 2 digits at you. And you tell me if you know who I'm talking about.
TB12?
TB12.
Oh, okay, cool.
So basically this is, it's an organizational decision without question.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, Clint Kubiak is here because of Fernando Mendoza. There's no way he's leaving. He's taking this job above the other jobs that he was in the running for, unless Fernando Mendoza, a quarterback that he believes he could build around, wasn't in the picture. That was always why. That's the reason why he's here. But organizationally, and Tom Brady is a prime example of a guy that sat and learned for a year and then was ready when his opportunity came and never looked back. So that's kind of what the organization is looking at, and that's why they went out and get a Kirk Cousins. And it makes sense. I'm a proponent of, look, the Raiders are the Raiders right now. They're coming off a 3-win season. Mm-hmm. The year before that, it was a 4-win season. It's a team that's won 7 games, over the last 2 years. To me, it's like I said, it's dubious that they're going to be in the playoff hunt. So why not get the young quarterback out there as soon as you can and expedite the process? He's one of those guys, to me, guys, like when Caleb Williams was going through his growing pains in year 1, did either of you guys think that he was going to break because of that? I always felt like he was a guy that flicked it off his chest, kept rolling, kept moving along, wasn't affected by, how bad it looked, and was better off for it in year 2, as was Drake May. In New England. I think Fernando's kind of cut from that same cloth. He's going to process it well. He's going to understand it. This is a guy who, he was a 2-star recruit. He went to Cal and got the stuffing beat out of him for a couple of years at Cal. So he's struggled before. It's never come easy for him necessarily. He's not going to break if it's tough to begin with. And so that's, to me, why I would get him out there, as quickly as possible. But I also understand where Tom Brady and the organization is coming from as well.
Vinny Bonsignore on with the odd couple, Kelvin and Kerry, and for Rob on this Funky Flashback Friday. Let's stay there. What about the youth of this team? How much does that play a role with a bunch of young guys trying to find their footing and not having that great talent? You got some pieces, right? You got the running back, obviously, thankfully, hopefully we'll see with the injury.
Gentile,
you got Bowers. You got some pieces there, but it would be different if you just had a randomly bad season last year, but you got a bunch of talent. For instance, all of a sudden, I think the Ravens are going to bounce back, right? They had an offseason, but they still got a world of talent and Lamar Jackson. This team is still trying to find out who they are. How much does that play a role? It's not just him; it's everybody else.
That's a huge role, and especially the offensive line. We're talking about an offensive line that was the worst in the league last year. You think about Ashton Gentian at how good he is, and he's averaging 3.2, 3.5 yards per carry, right? It's not because Ashton can't play football. He can, and I think he's going to show that this year. But when you're playing behind that kind of an offensive line and the coaching that was here last year, it was a disaster. So they want to make sure that's a great point that you bring up, because the Raiders want to. It's not just is Fernando ready. It's are they ready to support a young quarterback? Because even as much as I say I think he's unbreakable, there's probably a breaking point for anybody. And if you're the Raiders, you don't even want to tempt that or test that. And so from their perspective, they want to make sure that they're ready for Fernando Mendoza when he's ready, or whenever that time comes, so that they could block for him, they could protect for him, that they've got an infrastructure around him, whether it's coaching or personnel. And just there's not going to be any perfect entry point. You can't draw it up perfectly, but they want to be as ready as possible when that time comes, when Fernando comes out here, so that they can support him and not break him.
Yeah, no, it's go ahead, Kel. Go ahead, Kel.
Well, I was just going to say, when you look at him, by the way, you got a chance to look at him from training camp, obviously preseason. I want to go back a little bit to college. He kind of just emerged on the scene. Obviously, has an amazing season last year. The team has a great season, national champs. But how much of this, we've seen guys have success, guys who've gotten 30, 40 starts nowadays, and kind of had some big time, playing in big-time games more regularly than him kind of just busting on the scene that last year. When you look at him, what are the things you say are great? That's why he was the number one pick, because he does X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and really quickly to go back on his history, he was a 2-year starter at Cal. And Kirk Cignetti, I think we could all agree, is a pretty good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
yes,
that's the guy that I want to take us over the top. Indiana didn't just come out of nowhere. They went to the playoffs the year before. They got waxed by Notre Dame in the first round, but Kirk Cignetti, with a veteran team coming back, said, I need a quarterback to get me over the top. And he literally went out and got Fernando Mendoza. That's why they brought him to Bloomington, Indiana. And if you talk to NFL people, he was on the NFL's radar at Cal. And again, that's why a coach like Cignetti saw the talent and said, this is the guy that we believe is going to get us over the top. So in terms of the starts are there. He's played a lot of college football, 3-year starter. When you add Cal to the equation. And I think that his processing skills, his ability to see the field, he's got a great arm, and all of these things are expressing themselves, whether it's in training camp or at times during the preseason. And again, I think one of his superpowers is the unbreakability. If you go watch the tape at Cal, where he wasn't playing on a very good team and was getting his butt kicked time and time again, he kept getting up and moving on to the next play. And so put a nice body of work together at Cal, and obviously you saw what happened at Indiana. By the end of the year, he was the best player in college football. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. He was the reason why Indiana was winning national championships. And if you want to talk about another skill that I think is going to be expressed in the NFL, when Indiana needed a play last year, and we all saw it, if you were watching the college football playoffs, you saw what Fernando was doing when they had to have it. He delivered. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a trait that not a lot of quarterbacks have, and the great ones do. Whether it does happen in the NFL, that obviously remains to be seen. But if you look at his body of work in college, when Indiana had to have it, and it was a number of times, whether it's against Ohio State, whether it was against Miami, where his offensive line's getting beat up, by Reuben Bain and that crew, he found a way to still figure out a way to make a couple of throws and make a miraculous run to win that game for Indiana. So I think that's a trait as well. And like I said, I think he's ahead of the game. You've seen that in practice. You've seen it at times during the preseason. But it's just now a matter of him getting out there and learning this game at this level and the speed of this game, which I think he's going to conquer, before too long.
Yeah, well, you'll see if you're right. Rob G's hoping so. As a Raider fan, we'll see if they get it all figured out. Vinny B, my man, appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vinny.
All right, appreciate it. Have a great show, you guys.
Yep.
All right, man. Make sure you give him a follow. Vinny Bonsignore on X. You can follow him there. There's another quarterback, maybe, just maybe, Kerry, fight for my life. Could be fighting for his life right now in preseason. We'll tell you who we're talking about. It is the odd couple, Kelvin, Kerry, on a Funky Flashback Friday, Fox Sports Radio. Dip and Kiffin reached out to multiple players on NFL rosters or their representation in an effort to get them to bring a lawsuit against the NCAA. Remember, there was the lawsuit that they won, which allowed them to do that. And this includes some of the players who ended up at Louisiana State, which sources have pointed out wasn't tried in Baton Rouge by accident. It's ironic this case was in Baton Rouge, LSU.
They can find a judge down there.
Yeah, okay. Because we know how college – listen, you know how college towns are when it comes to their college teams. So with that, when I read this and you read further into it, you remember just a couple of days ago, you have him say, oh, man, just – I don't really want to do it, but, know, they're available, and it would be criminal for me not to take advantage of it. But I told the school, we shouldn't be doing this, man. And it just goes right along the lines of what Lane Dip and Kiffin is for me.
Okay.
He reminds me, Mike Hill, of you and I both in this business. I see you were in a BJ.
Yep.
You're all the time. We grind. We work together. You and I here. We throw each other lobs, and you work in this business. And somebody hit you up about Joe Blow.
Right.
And they were like, man, Mike, should we bring in Joe Blow and hire him? And you're like, he's good, but do I want my name attached to him? Because he's always doing something shady, and maybe technically it's not illegal, or maybe technically it's not fireable, but he might dip on him when he said he wouldn't. He might look him in the eye and be lying. He might bring in somebody he's not supposed to bring in, and that's, to me, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is that dude, Mike Hill, I say that you leave with your girl, but you don't feel comfortable. Yeah, I got to run to the store. You can just stay with my girl.
Right.
No, you got to come with me, player. That guy that you're cool with, you're cool with him, but you don't fully trust him to stay around your girl or stay around your sister or something. That's Lane Kiffin. There's always something with him. And again, I understand he's being competitive. He's trying to win. But when you look further into this, Mike, and you go back to all the stuff, it's always something. Let's talk about the way he left Tennessee.
Yeah.
60 seconds. Literally a 60 seconds. Hey, I'm leaving. I'm out. I got to go. And he goes to USC. We know about getting fired on the tarmac with the Raiders. We know about all the stuff he was doing at USC and putting in a quarterback, changing his jersey, not telling anybody so that he can try to run a 2-point conversion and so no one would know. We know about the deflate gate they had with him involved. And it's always something in the way he dipped Ole Miss to go to LSU. Oh, I told all the players they knew. And then you hear all the players, what they say? We didn't know.
We didn't know.
He didn't tell us.
Okay.
We didn't have this meeting. What he's saying isn't true. So that's just my conclusion, that he's going to go and LSU will be fine and they'll win a bunch of games. I don't necessarily pick them to win a national championship, but they'll win a bunch of games. But there's always something with him. There's always a smudge, a smear, and it don't always smell right with Lane Kiffin. And to me, this is just par for the course when you're acting like you had no involvement. But you're the large reason why this even happened.
He stank. It's stanky, man. It really is bad. Anytime Lane Kiffin is involved in anything, it's going to have some kind of smell involved with it, right? Yeah. Lane Kiffin, all the things that you talked about. When Al Davis calls him whatever he called him,
a liar.
A liar. He's a fraud. He's this. Al Davis, of all people,
that's saying a lot.
Says that about him.
In a velour suit.
Like, you talked about everything that he's gone through in his coaching career, leaving Tennessee to go to USC, the issues at USC, Ole Miss turning that program around, and the way he left Ole Miss.
Leaving in a playoff run.
Leaving in a playoff run. Wanted to coach the team in the playoffs, couldn't do it. Wanted to take his players down to LSU, all of that. Now he's at LSU, and now with all the things what's going on with Daquan Wright, getting some of the NFL players, and then finding out this report that he is the one that basically said, "Hey, you can fight for another year eligibility. Come on back down here to college, man. Things don't work out with the Cleveland Browns. Things don't work out with that NFL team. You got another year eligibility. We got a spot down here at LSU." Lane Kiffin is all those things that you talked about. Lane Kiffin is not somebody, like you said, that I would trust around my girl. Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real. As Puff Daddy, and not to bring Puff Daddy up.
I want to ask him right now.
I might not want to do that. But, the same kind of stink. But I will say this about Lane Kiffin. What has Lane Kiffin really done wrong? When it comes to college football, when it comes to the rules in college football, Lane Kiffin is just that guy that actually puts it out there. Now, he may lie about how he puts it out there. And Lane Kiffin might be the biggest villain in all of college sports, not just in coaching. He might be the biggest villain in coaching right now. He is the most hated coach in coaching. Like me talking to, like you said, I'm involved in college football around Fox Sports, and I'm around a lot of these players, around a lot of these coaches, around a lot of the insiders. I don't know 80% of them actually likes Lane Kiffin.
Right.
One thing about Lane Kiffin, though, is he wins.
True. Fox Sports Radio, Vinny Bonsignor just joined us. Appreciate him doing that on a funky flashback Friday. Kelvin Washington, Kerry, Rhodes, and for Rob. By the way, if you miss any of today's show, all you got to do is catch the podcast. Just search The Odd Couple wherever you get the podcast. Rate it 5 stars. Follow the pod. Please review it, search it, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate it. Just search The Odd Couple, find it, and then you'll get a best of and a full version as well. Rob G will cut that up for us in just a little bit. Coming up next hour, we will have Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media host. We'll talk some Rams, we'll talk some Chargers, talk some Dodgers with Nick Hamilton in a little bit. Also, we'll get to Last Call as well. So we still got a lot coming up in the show. And Kerry, it's supposed to be similar to what we just talked about with Vinny B. You got Kirk Cousins, the veteran presence, the guy's been done it all, by the way, who is maybe the Brinks Truck Heisman of the year. I mean, I don't want to say stolen money because he has had a good career. Mm-hmm. But my gosh, the amount of money Kirk Cousins made, $300+ million, a guy you just didn't see that coming. So to his credit. But my point is he's supposed to be there. Yeah, we do like that. I ain't mad at that. Shoot, in that case, I usually call him Kirk, your cousin, not mine. He's my cousin in that sense, Kerry.
No, he got some money, didn't he?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the hold it down for a while for Mendoza. Mm-hmm. Here's the keys. Go do your thing. Similarly, it was supposed to be Tua down there in Atlanta for Michael Penix Jr. Mm-hmm. But by all accounts and by the reporting we're hearing, Tua hasn't looked great. They say he's off. His timing's off. His passes aren't crisp. He's just not on point right now. And not to mention, he hasn't looked great in the postseason. Now, he's supposedly looking good the last I saw today. Looking much better today in the postseason, this preseason, I should say. But the conversation becomes Michael Penix Jr., as we know, is supposed to be recovering from that partial torn ACL, suffered last year, but he's cleared. And now folks are saying he might mess around and have to start. And Tua was supposed to eliminate that. Mm-hmm. Where are you with this idea that Michael Penix Jr. is supposed to be in a slow recovery, but he might have to jump in there week 1 because Tua, they say, looks to not be taking command of the team?
Yeah, Penix is not going to play week 1 for sure. He just got greenlit to go back to full team participation, yeah. So he's not going to play in that game 1. But I'm really upset about Tua, man. I thought this would be a perfect situation for him. Going in Kevin Stefanski's offense, that West Coast offense, he likes to get rid of the ball quickly. He was known for his accuracy. So the fact that that's a problem, I was on the record, I think maybe 2 years ago when he was on the field with that concussion that was scary, that he should have called it a career. So for me,
did you have to do the reenactment?
I didn't do it all the way. I kept it subdued. But when he was on the field doing that. Look at that. Rob G just did it.
I already know Rob G throwing up game signs.
When that was happening, I wanted him to step away. So the fact that he's out there playing, I hope that he has a chance to stay healthy. And this situation should be good. He has players all over the field to make plays. It needs to work out, Kelvin. I needed to work out.
And that's what I think is disturbing because they're saying, hey, you are a veteran at this point. You've gotten the money a couple years back. This is supposed to be the rejuvenation. This is your Baker Mayfield moment. Yeah. This is your Geno going to Seattle moment.
Yeah.
Come here, thrive, dominate, and show Michael Penix, yeah, you might be good, but not right now, young man. Step back, let me cook.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. And I think the way it ended in Miami is also not bad because remember how it also ended not only on the field where he looked terrible, but off the field. Remember he started speaking out and going at players and talking about coaches. And so it's not been a good go for him right now. And then you get to Atlanta and it hasn't been great as well. This is supposed to be, and I said this yesterday, is he going to be one of those guys where Kerry, it only worked in the exact perfect situation, perfect players, perfect system, perfect day, perfect weather, can't go to cold weather. You know what I mean? All these things where, okay, there he's good. It ain't always good for you, the NFL. You know that you play the position. It ain't always going to be great. Mm-mm. And Tua has not taken this opportunity and ran with it, and I think that's slightly disappointing. And Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
Now, it's Shop Talk.
Is it acceptable for a grown man to celebrate birthday weeks the way women do?
Weeks?
Wow. Okay.
And Rob G, you may have never heard me say this in Odd Couple with Rob and Kelvin history. This one's easy. This one's easy.
Wow.
I'll never say this with you. Heck no, you can't take no week off. Alex, are you kidding me? Your buns are out every Monday anyway. Are you kidding me? You can get the day. I'll give you the day. That's pushing it. That's pushing it.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Alex is one of the hardest working guys at Fox Sports Radio. He works other jobs. Alex is unbelievable with what he's done and how much he cares for other people, and he nurtures them. He feeds them. He caresses them.
There better be a butt
coming. He loves them. And so, Alex, with all my blessings, enjoy your birthday for the week. I got something special for you when you get back.
Thank you, Rob.
I love you, brother.
I love you, man.
I love
Thank
you, brother.
See, that's a homie right there. That's a real one.
In the words of my co-host, Rob Parker, I just threw up in my mouth.
Nah. You know what it is, Rob? I'm seeing the guys with wives and kids who don't get to do anything anymore. They don't want anybody else to do anything either.
Exactly.
Miss Alex company.
Rob G. Now I'm gonna start cooking Alex up because you know Alex ain't doing nothing either.
Oh, I'm doing
Alex, don't out here. Alex, don't be out here fronting in these streets, Alex.
Rob, tell me.
They got miserable lives and whatnot, and they're just mad that you don't have the other responsibility.
Truth.
That's all.
See, that's so true.
All right, Monty, settle the debate.
Yes.
Because women they have birthday months.
They do, but even Monty going to be Team Us. Watch.
I don't care, guys. You want to celebrate your birthday for a month? Go ahead. I don't care.
Thanks, Mons.
I don't care. I mean, I think some people like their birthdays and some people don't. Whatever makes you happy. It's your birthday. If you don't want to do anything, don't do anything.
You almost made me go Rob Parker, pick a side. I almost made you pick a side.
She did pick a side.
She did. Yeah. She said it's okay.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
Shame on Rob G for trying to slight me in this whole setup too. I have a timeshare in Carlsbad I've had since I was 6 years old. Our family has it, so we always go that week. I didn't take this week off for my birthday. The timeshare is on that date, so it's not my fault.
Alex, when's the last time you worked on your birthday here?
Never.
Exactly.
Because it's always that week we have the timeshare. What do you want me to do?
I'm just trying to give you something spooky. I'll do for you. I'm just trying to give you something. I'm just trying to give you something spooky. I'll do for you. I'm just trying to give you something.
The Dodgers' Tarek Skubal, ex of Detroit, pitched at Detroit tonight. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, no walks. The Dodgers have taken the lead 2-1 on the Tigers. It's bottom of the 8th. Freddie Freeman, the go-ahead RBI single in the top of the 8th. Houston has taken the lead at the Mets 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. At Cleveland, it's Royals over the Guardians 1-0 in the top of the 8th. Tampa Bay leads the Padres still 8-4 in the top of the 7th inning. A new ballpark for the Rays was approved by county commissioners today. The Yankees are shutting out the Red Sox 1-0 in the top of the 6th. Braves winning again 6-3 up on the Rockies bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Toronto over Seattle 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Among the 10 NFL preseason games tonight, about 8.5 minutes to go in Baltimore. Ravens 41-3 over Washington, and a Carolina Panthers 6-3 over Houston in the 3rd. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 on a Funky Flashback Friday. Kelvin Washington and Kerry Rhodes in for Rob. Of course, Rob, again, took a week off, a little bit of vacation. Should be back Monday, ready to go. So I know you'll be happy to hear from Rob. Look forward to having him back. Kerry, appreciate you hopping in kind of last minute on this Friday. Rob G is getting better.
I wouldn't say that.
By that, I mean going to be getting better. Speaking of which, what's good? What's weekend, man? Weekend plans? You just chilling? What you got? Anybody getting in anything?
Yeah, no weekend plans here, man. Just chilling. I think I may go down and practice with the band a little bit more, but that's about it, man. Just chill.
Where we at with the shows, movies, albums? What we got, Kerry? I never know what you got.
Yeah, I got a big show coming up in New York, man. So I'm excited about that, to go back to the city, go back to home, and perform in front of the hometown people, man. It'll be fun. September 24th, so gearing up for that right now. And I'm also right now, producing a film as well that I'm working on right now, but can't really say what that is yet. But it's a sequel.
Okay.
It's a sequel. So
all right,
say that.
All right, say that then. Rob G, what you getting into this weekend other than sitting down and drinking honey tea?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like what Kerry said earlier because he's the one who keeps talking to me. He's like, "Hey, Rob G, check this out on my phone," and it's like he just wants me to sound terrible.
I want him to say something.
Rob G, I'd have been to Super Bowls with you and all this other stuff. I ain't never heard you like this.
I got taken down by a 6-year-old. You know how it is.
No, you did. You know what's funny? You got taken down by about probably 400 6-year-olds, meaning the school.
Big facts.
The school caught your daughter slipping, who then caught you slipping.
Big facts.
My older two start next this coming Wednesday.
So that'll be you come first NFL week.
Boy, let me tell you something. I know it ain't a worship Wednesday, but I rebuke that. I rebuke that right now. But you ain't lying. And shout out to all the parents out here who either just got the kids started back to school or who will be in the next week or so. Woo, summers ain't no joke. Kerry, boy, there are days when I just want to text my mother and be like, my bad.
Yes.
My bad. I get it now.
Yep.
My bad. That's it, literally no context. Just my bad.
Just get out the
That's all
house.
it would be.
Just get out the house.
Just my bad. Just get out the house.
Exactly.
Stop eating. No, use your school stomach. Why you don't eat all this at school? Now all of a sudden you need snacks and 3 lunches and my goodness, man. It is a lot going on here. All right, but speaking of a lot, we still got a lot this last hour on this Funky Flashback Friday. Nick Hamilton will join us, Nightcast media host, talk some what's happening around here in LA with the sports teams here. We'll do last call as well, and we'll open it up too to hear from you this hour. I know you're clamoring to jump in, hop in on the calls. We'll do that. By the way, if you're on YouTube, you can jump in the comments. Rob G can text them to us, and we'll read your comments. He ain't going to be able to read them out loud. But if you're a YouTubian, Odd Mob, we'll read some of the comments. Go find us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share. All you got to do is search The Odd Couple FSR. Go search The Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Find it. Hit subscribe. Comment away. We'll read some of those. All right. Rob G, if you could, we got some more conversations. Go back to your team, the Raiders. I mentioned it earlier with Vinny B. Clint Kubiak had some things to say, some thoughts on where number 1 pick, Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza is as we sit here today.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza's first preseason action was not bad. He actually looked pretty good. And then since then, it's been slow drip of really inconsistent play. Yesterday, of course, 7 of 14, 57 yards, passer rating of 31, and an interception. It wasn't his fault, bounced off the receiver's hands, but counts all the same. And after the game, Clint Kubiak still refusing to name a QB1, but did admit that his young quarterback's got a way to go.
He needs another 3 preseason games. All those rookies do. Now that the season's starting, the practice reps get smaller, and that's just life. But us as coaches, we got to get him ready to play, keep developing him.
I think it's loud and clear, the game plan. And whether it's game plan sent down from above, as Vinny B was saying, with Tom Brady and the whole ownership and this, hey, we're going to slow roll this thing. That's why we spent money and went and got a Kirk Cousins. Or Clint Kubiak saying, hey, just so we're clear, and it's on the record, he ain't ready.
Yep.
All right, so I'm making sure I have stated this loud and clear. The young man ain't ready yet, so there's no, it's clear that I am fully aware that he's not there. And so for whatever reason he had to start, I've made it clear on record, I don't believe this young man is ready to start.
Yep. So
I think he's also addressing it that way. And being, and didn't want to throw him fully under the bus by also saying all these rookie QBs do, right?
Yep.
So they all need more starts.
Yep.
So I think he's protecting him in that way. But I'll go here. You are a music man, so you're the perfect guy to have this conversation with. Dang it, I'm glad you're here, Kerry. So Rob Parker and I had the debate about this a week or two ago when they kind of said that looked like Kirk Cousins will be the starter. Mm-hmm. What do you do there? And my point was, I'm okay with not starting Mendoza. Rob's was, he's the number 1 pick. Guys start all the time, throw him in the fire.
Yeah.
My thing was, this ain't a regular fire, okay? This is the LA wildfire. And what I mean by that is they were won 4 games 2 years ago, 3 last year. Mm-hmm. This is a bad situation, a dumpster fire. They've got a bunch of young players they're still trying to find their sea legs. This isn't, again, where sometimes a team have a bad season, you get the number 1 pick, but you're not a horrible team.
Right.
We see it all the time, Kerry. Mm-hmm. Teams go from first to worst, worst to first. It happens in this league. Mm-hmm. This team has just been a bad team, period, for a handful of years now. So they've got a lot to learn. They've got a lot with this system to implement. And so I don't want to throw him in there. You see the offensive line getting beat up in the preseason. Mm-hmm. And so they're trying to figure this thing out. So I don't want to throw him in there. And we've had, Sean King on, who has played the quarterback position for years in the league. Yeah. You played the position in college, in high school and college. Mm-hmm. So confidence is a lot. And he's getting up there, getting beat up, getting laid out, and they're rushing him, and he's already trying to find his way. We don't want to do that. So, Music man, Kerry, I liken it to this. Sometimes back when talent mattered, it doesn't matter anymore. They just find whoever's quote unquote popping on YouTube when we know them streams are paid for and views. Yes. That's a story for another day.
Yes.
But what they're doing is, to me, what I don't mind them doing is how they used to handle the music business. When you would be smoking a cigarette in some lounge and you find this talented young lady named Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston.
Why'd you say Aretha? I'll keep going. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, Aretha or Whitney or Dolly Parton. God bless the dead.
Dolly,
wonderful soul, did so many amazing things. Mm-hmm. Wishing her family the best during this difficult time. But I say that to say, you found a talent and you said, let's develop them. Yes. Let's A&R this thing. Let's work it. Let's find producers. Let's find her style. What's going to work best? You might even put out a single. You might even put out an album, but it may not be huge. So many of your favorite artists, R&B, pop, hip-hop, you think their debut album is the one you know? Yeah. Go back and look. They got an album, maybe even 2 before they really got taken off and really got popping. My point is, the label understood it's okay to mature this talent, to have this talent hone in on its craft and shape and mold this talent. And that's, to me, what the Raiders can do. It's okay to say, man, listen, we're going to find out what you do best. Put you in the situations in practice and in the film room under Kirk Cousins, learning, and we'll get you out there soon, but it doesn't have to be right now. Let's develop you like A&Rs used to do with talent in the record business. Now they just throw them out there, they get hot for 2 seconds, we never hear from them again. Let's grow, matriculate this talent, mature this talent, and get you going so that by the time we put you out there, you got something under your legs, some type of foundation. You get out there, takes your bumps and bruises, and then we're better, whether it be a full year, a half year, and we move forward. I don't think he has to be out there because he's the number one pick. He has to be out there because he's a Heisman Trophy winner. This team is bad. They know they're bad. They have zero. They know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm looking at it as old school. Who do I want to say? Looking at it as Barry Gordy and Motown. Grow this talent. Mature this talent so the talent can stick around and last.
I love that. I love that take. And it's funny because you talked about some of those singers you said, like people will think about Luther Vandross, right? Luther Vandross started out as a background singer for David Bowie. So people like you think about Luther and you think about one of the best voices.
Doing commercials. He was a KFC voice for
exactly.
years.
You think about the best voices out there, and they had to be matured. It had to be, like you said, like they are put in positions to succeed through somebody setting them up to succeed, right? And so talk about these quarterbacks being thrown out there early. Some have success, some don't. Talk about Peyton Manning when he first came in. Obviously, people thought that he was a game changer, which eventually turned out to be true. But that first season, if you would have went off that first season, you thought he would have been a bust. He threw more interceptions than touchdowns, right? He was one that was able to bounce back from it. Then you look on the other end of that, we had a guy that went to Houston that we thought was a surefire going to be a player, going to be a star, and David Carr. Went out there early, and you talk about the offensive line. He was sacked the most of any quarterback ever in his first year, and after that, he was never able to bounce back, right? So you talk about the Raiders, and you talk about their O-line. Their O-line is I liken it to that, where they're not good. And so you throw out a quarterback out there that you're expecting to turn the team around and be a franchise guy, and he gets hit so much that he becomes gun shy. You don't want that either. So, and also with this team, they're going to build around him. They don't have all the pieces that are there in place for him to be successful yet. And so, also, like a lot of times when you think of that first guy coming in, you think as a trendsetter, a guy that's a franchise guy that's going to turn your franchise around solely by himself. It just doesn't happen that way anymore. So take some time. This team isn't good. Let him be able to learn. He's going to come in some of these games anyway. They're going to get beat, and he'll come in relief. So he'll get a chance to show what he can do.
Listen, if you're looking at him as a 10, 15-year project, you found your guy that can be the franchise for a very long time, well, then I'm okay letting this thing slow cook. Listen, when Big Mama was cooking, some of the best cooking was when she started the day before. Right? Yeah. She let that thing marinate. Let it marinate, seasoned it up, got the oven prepared, did all the other things. And sometimes it's all right to slow cook. Everything doesn't have to be fast paced, and that's the era we live in right now. Yeah. And you can slow cook this thing. You know what Raider fans are used to right now? Used to the team being terrible. Okay, this ain't nothing new. So if we come out and say, hey, look, we want to be terrible again, we're not trying to be, but we're young, we're trying to get better, we're trying to get Gentry going, trying to continue with Bowers and so on and so forth, get this offensive line going. That's why we got a veteran, Kirk Cousins. He can, avoid some of the hits. He knows how to audible out of things and make situations a little bit better than how they were going to be. That's why he's there. So I just think, again, Rob and I had a disagreement in that it's okay in this situation. Again, if they were a team, let me think of an example. Like, let's say the Texans. Let's say they ended up being bad, but you knew they weren't bad. The quarterback play was bad, right, or something. Yeah. That team is built to have success. So if you all of a sudden get the Heisman Trophy winner, he can come in there and just all he has to do is be, just don't cost us with this team. That's a different situation. This team is genuinely bad, and they have a long way to go where everybody has to understand their positions and grow, not just him.
Yeah, Kelvin, the thing about that is you're saying that to a Raider fan base that's eager to win. And so if the quarterbacks are equal, let's say they're equal right now. Right. Like you're going to want to see from Fernando Mendoza play. So I understand that I understand that as well. But again, like you said, I mean, being patient there's nothing wrong with it as far as protecting your investment when you talk about the Raiders organization. But the Raiders fan base, they're starving for some wins. And so I can understand both. I can understand the other side of that as well.
Rob G, Raider fan here. Where are you in this? Start him now, get this train rolling, or let him cook, let him marinate.
I will let him marinate.
There you go. Okay.
Just be like, he didn't come in with the expectation that he's going to be this superstar.
Right.
And Tom Brady has decided, for better or for worse, this is how I did it. You're going to do it the way I did it. Everything about him is Tom Brady 2.0. Tall, statuesque, not very athletic, not the biggest arm, wins the game between the ears. I waited for a year.
Little
You're gonna wait
nerdy.
a year. Yeah. So I'm going to do exactly what I did with this kid, and we'll see if it works out.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's do this
Everybody
too.
ain't Tom Brady, though, Kel.
Everybody ain't Tom Brady. And everybody, not only they're not Tom Brady, everybody doesn't have Bill Belichick with a defense and special teams around him to allow Tom Brady to keep getting better and grow and lock into that system that way and cheat a little bit. 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. Let's open the phone lines up here. Let's take some calls on this. If you're either a Raider fan or just, hey, what would you do? Not just Raider fans, but do you want to see Mendoza start? Hey, number one pick, Heisman Trophy winner, get that boy in there. Or are you saying, let's see what Kirk Cousins can do. Let him marinate for a little while. Let him grow, Mendoza. Let him get acclimated in the league. 877-99 on Fox. We want to hear from you. As Rob Parker would say, it's a radio show. It's not some stupid podcast with lame ex-athletes. Sorry, Kerry Rhodes. Let's get some calls in here. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday, Fox Sports Radio. But I think there's a part of him that says, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put in, hey, let's make a better team. Let's compete. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. And at the end of the day, I'm 40 years old. I had a great run. I won 4 rings, couple of MVPs, went to 6 finals. I had a heck of a career. Some people put me in the top 10. I don't put them quite there. Right on the outside looking in. Is that a story for, is that?
Almost choked. Okay.
Did I bury the headline?
Oh my God. How can you is he the greatest shooter of all time?
Yes.
Okay. How can you not put him in your top 10 when you just named all his accolades and he is the greatest shooter of all time?
First of all,
Finals
another
MVP.
greatest shooter of all time might have been if he was able to shoot as many as these guys are now. If Larry Bird was told he could shoot 18 threes a game, we wouldn't bat an eye.
He made him.
He might have been there.
He made him.
He might have been.
Steph made him.
Oh no, that's why I said he's
Steph
the greatest.
made Steph. Yeah. And he is not only just his 3-point shooting. He can score. Steph is a scorer as well.
So why?
And what he did with the Olympics is all that.
Top 10.
Huh? He's definitely top 10.
Why is that blasphemous?
Oh, I think it's blasphemous. I mean, obviously everybody's got their own top 10, and we can go back and forth.
You tell me your thought on this, so I can start writing down my 10.
Oh my God! Oh, see, now we're gonna go into a whole different.
We are, but while you doing that, I'm writing.
I think, yeah, because first of all, he's the greatest shooter of all time. On one of the greatest teams of all time in an era where they had a dynasty or whatnot. You mentioned all the accolades that he had, and he got that Finals MVP finally, right? So he got that Finals MVP. What he did in the Olympics, how he carried the team 2 years ago in those last couple of games, all right? So Steph Curry, you can ask anybody that's in the top 10 that's currently playing today, LeBron and all those guys, if Steph Curry's a top 10 player of all time, and they will put him in the top 10. Because how can you maybe the defense is in there, obviously.
No,
he's a defensive liability, but at the same time, we're always talking about the offensive numbers and the accolades and the things and the hardware that he's won and all that. Tell me one thing that's keeping Steph Curry out of the top 10.
The other 10 guys.
Okay. Well, once again,
so listen,
it's always subjective.
It is subjective.
Yeah.
But just off the top of the dome, while listening to you, as you saw, engaging and paying attention, I wrote out 8 or 9 that I just
okay. Let me see who's better.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
Right? Just stop me when you say Steph.
Okay.
So matter of fact, just stop me by saying Steph.
Okay.
Clearly MJ, clearly LeBron, clearly Magic, clearly Bird, clearly Kobe, clearly Shaq, clearly Tim, clearly Dream, Hakeem. See, that would put him at, I believe he would be 10 at that point, and I might not. That's just me off the rip.
You got a lot of, all right, so you got Kareem, you got Shaq, you got Hakeem, you got a lot of centers in there, right? I think Hakeem's the most underrated mega superstar of all time.
Wait, are you about to tell me that I think Steph is better than Dream?
I think if you're going to put I'm talking about top 10 players of all time and what Steph has been able to do, the rings that he's won and whatnot. I know Hakeem's got his 2 rings. I know he's an MVP. I know all those things. I know he's once again dream shake, everything that he had, the defense that he
Arguably,
played.
you could put him as the greatest defender player. If you want to say it's him, if you want to say it's Russell, but he's right there, top three.
He's definitely
best.
there. But once again, this is your top 10, my top 10.
Is he the one you would say?
I would say stop at Akeem because I would definitely put Steph in my top 10 over Akeem. I would have to. And I love Akeem. And I hate saying that because once again, I said Akeem.
Well, you made me do this. This wasn't even what we were supposed to talk about.
I know,
we were supposed to talk about the idea of him re-signing. Should he go somewhere else or not? But dang it, you wanted to do this. Now here we are.
See?
And now you got Shaq over Dream.
And so here's why when you do the top 5 and you do the top 10s, we're going to argue all day and night. This is the barbershop. And once again, if
Timmy, is he over Tim?
No, it's not over Tim. Tim's got the championships.
Tim's over Dream.
Tim's over Dream. Tim's definitely over Dream. No. Tim's the greatest power forward of all time. When you're talking about greatest ever, you're talking about greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry.
That's not correct. I would take Dream. I'll tell you why. Over I'm on the Duncan situation. Only because I've seen Dream do it with players, without. Like, I've seen him have to be the guy. He made it to finals. He just ran up against the Celtics. And I've seen him through the 80s, through the 90s. I want to talk about like the 00s. That we're going to move past that. But I just think defensively, I think his upside was a bit higher than Tim.
Okay.
Meaning he can score more. He was a better defender. If you say Tim, I'm not mad at that. But the Steph I'm mad at over Dream.
What is that called right there? An asterisk.
Asterisk? What's the asterisk?
Okay. What was that? 2000? I don't know. 1994. Was that 94? They won championship.
What are you trying to say? What you trying to say?
94, 95. They went back to back. Who was missing? Who was missing?
I forgot.
Who was missing? Don't you ain't forget. You ain't forget. We're watching the White Sox right now.
Yeah.
Who was missing at that time?
MJ.
Okay. All right. Let's start right there.
See what you're doing, I.O. Sam. And speaking of which, Aretha Franklin, why did I brought up Aretha, Kerry? You never got to it. You was like Aretha, and then you what were you going to say there?
Aretha's my cousin.
What?
Yeah.
All right, let me just bring us in.
I'm sorry,
quick.
what?
It is the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Kelvin Washington, along with Aretha Franklin's cousin, Kerry Rhodes, on this Funky Flashback Friday.
Yeah.
How cousin are we? Black people cousin or like real cousin?
No, she's my dad's cousin. So second cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cousin.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know how we
That's,
sometimes
I know.
realize
Yeah.
Somebody, your mom and her homegirl been friends since elementary, and you thought that was your real cousin. Come to find out you're not.
No, at the family reunion, she's there. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
You got family in Detroit,
man.
Huh?
You got family in Detroit?
Uh-huh. We might be cousins. We might be cousins, Kayla. You never know.
Now it makes sense why you're so musically inclined and love music.
Do you know what's funny? My first producer's from Detroit. Yeah.
Shout out to the D.
So the D got some influence for sure.
Yeah. Did not know that. Rest in peace to the
man.
great Aretha Franklin, a Detroit legend, a soul, an R&B legend, and a gospel legend too. At that.
100%. Yeah.
My goodness. Did you ever like have any kind of just relationship, or just like did you know her at all, or just like, hey,
Oh no,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, I knew her. Yeah, I mean at the family reunions, we would connect, and I mean I'm not saying we're super tight. No,
Right,
no. But yes, definitely connection. And
All right, I'm being super nosy. What was that like when you're? Go ahead. When you're that big,
yeah.
I've heard Kanye rap about it, and just tell the people, like, just the idea of pulling up to the family function, your little cousin's graduation, but you're, he talked about it as Kanye. I know he's, people don't want to talk about him right now, but or you're Aretha, or you're Jay-Z, or you're Lamar Jackson. Like, how does that work? What's that like to just pull up and want to be just Aretha, little Aretha when she was little Aretha?
Yeah.
Now you're big time Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's not that bad. I mean, we respected her. Obviously, we knew who she was. I think for us, my generation, she's a little bit older for us, and so we weren't like, we were enamored, but we weren't like enamored. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's a difference. I think for the older family members, it probably was a thing, but yeah, we were kids and we didn't really have too much to say or too.
What
much,
about you? When you now you're a big time college ball player. Now you're in the pros. You got this, you're a Jet. You're in New York City, son.
Yeah.
What was that like with the? I'm always curious, just to, that experience.
Yeah, there is some for me, obviously, playing football and being such a big thing in the South, right? So going back home was huge. I mean, obviously, the kids wouldn't let me chill. They wouldn't, right? Like it's more. I don't know. It's more right in front of their face because I was still young at the time and still, fairly young. So to be in that space and being in the South where football is such a big deal, I definitely had my moments of not wanting to go home because of it.
Yeah.
But also wanting to be there and share some of that love too. So it was a fine line, man. But it didn't ever get to the point where it was unbearable for me. No, not at all.
Yeah, always curious about how that works, man.
Yep.
Appreciate you sharing that.
No problem, man.
Do.
Yeah.
All right, so super on a quick note, we were talking about this the other day, how the, Tarek Skubal hadn't looked great with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers just kind of been really uneven at best. That might be giving them too much credit. They eke out a win 2-1 over the Tigers, but more importantly, if you look at Tarek Skubal, starting back, of course, where he had his career with the Tigers, they say he got a round of applause, got cheered, and all that good stuff. 7 strikeouts, gives you 6 innings. Only give up 4 hits, only one run. So that's a good outing. That's a really good outing for him, and just a good win, even when the offense isn't producing for the Dodgers. Way to get a win, and because yesterday they get no runs with the Braves. Was that yesterday? That was yesterday, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But Tarek Skubal, that's a big one for him. Just to kind of get something going, look like your normal self, and more than anything, Dodgers, hopefully for them to get something growing, because they've just been, like I said, been uneven overall the last month and a half. And I know that's hard to say with a team that's sitting here at 80-54, but that is the case. Rob G, you were hating on Tarek Skubal. Was that yesterday or the day before we were talking about that?
How was I hating on him?
I was saying, it was yesterday with J.R. Gamble we had.
No, I said, did it show that the hullabaloo over his trade was overstated? And the answer is yes, because you just said the Dodgers have been terrible. They had lost 7 in a row.
The point is, good and well, it's all about the postseason for them.
Right, but the narrative when he got traded was, well, cancel the season. Dodgers are going to win. Doesn't matter. And Tarek Skubal was giving up 3 runs a game.
And if he goes in there and gives you 3 starts throughout the postseason, give or take, and he's ERA of 1.8, and it's fantastic. And
if it was a fit, then we'd all be drunk.
Well, you know what? You sound like you're drunk right now, okay? Dang it.
Smell like I smoke a pack of Marlboros and chug a bottle of whiskey.
You do a little bit.
And
Which,
Kerry
by the way,
Kerry's like, this is great.
I love it. I'm going to see you guys fight across the screen. Look, I see.
Well, you should have been here
because I'm looking at it right
Martin
here.
And Rob G.
What happened?
Heck? No, Martin was mad at Rob G about something. I don't know. Martin Weiss had some.
Martin was about
some
to
issues.
Fight Rob G?
Verbally. Rob G
Look at Rob G.
It was like it was beef, and it was like a one-sided beef. I'm like, what is going on here? He was just really upset.
Did he raise his voice like legit, like it was a thing?
No, like he
raised his guitar.
Yeah, he did.
He take that
He
guitar.
gave that boy Rob G his own chord.
He take that guitar everywhere he goes.
That boy Martin Weiss be out here looking like Terrence Howard.
Whoop that.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, I don't know. He was mad. He was mad at Rob G. I'm like, what the heck going on, man?
Rob G, if you need me, let me know. I got you back, brother. I ain't letting it go down like that.
I'm all right.
All right, man. Hey, Nick Hamilton on the other side, Nightcast media host. We'll talk some LA sports with him, what's happening around here. Right now, we're going to check in with Steve DeSager.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey there, good evening to you. The Dodgers did win at Detroit 2-1. Tarek Skubal, ex of Detroit, with 3 great starts in a row now for LA. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, no walks tonight. Freddie Freeman, the go-ahead single in the 8th inning. Cincinnati beat the Cubs at Wrigley Field today, 10-8. Sal Stewart, the Reds, who could be Rookie of the Year, hit his 29th homer of the season. He has 102 RBIs. The Houston Astros are leading at the Mets, 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Hunter Brown had 10 strikeouts in his 6 2/3. Kansas City a 3-0 leader at Cleveland in the bottom of the 9th. Michael Wacha 10 strikeouts, no walks in his 8 innings on the hill for the Royals. At Tampa Bay, it's the Rays 9-4 over the Padres in the bottom of the 8th. Technically that game in St. Pete, where for years the Rays have played. News from Tampa, Florida today that a new ballpark for the Rays was approved by county commissioners. They hope they can open it in 2029 after the lease at the current place expires. The Yankees at home are up 1-0 on Boston still, top of the 7th. Starter Cam Schlittler went 5 2/3 scoreless, did have 8 strikeouts, 5 walks in this one. The Braves are winning again, 6-4 over the Rockies in the top of the 7th, and it's the Blue Jays up 8-1 on Seattle in the top of the 8th. Dylan Cease had 8 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work. The Milwaukee Brewers had the best record in the majors, 83-51. Bottom of the 7th, Milwaukee leading at home 3-1 over the Texas Rangers, and it's the White Sox ahead 6-4 at Minnesota in the bottom of the 4th. There are 10 NFL preseason games, 1 final. At Baltimore, it was Ravens 41-3 over Washington. Tua Tagovailoa was Atlanta's starter tonight, 7 of 8 passing, 95 yards, 1 fumble. Atlanta in the lead, 17-9 at Miami early in the 4th quarter. Riley Patterson, 3 field goals for the Dolphins scoring. About 10 minutes to go at Carolina. Panthers lead 9-6 over the Texans. All field goals in that game. Late 3rd quarter, it's just 3-0 Jacksonville over Tampa Bay. Cam Little, a 61-yard field goal. Giants lead the Jets 10-6 early in the 3rd. Jets missed their extra point. Halftime in Dallas, New Orleans leads the Cowboys 17-9. Brandon Aubrey, 3 field goals for the Dallas scoring from 49, 51, and 58 yards out. At Green Bay, final seconds before halftime, the Packers ahead of Arizona 24-17. Green Bay scored on an 81-yard punt return. The last 2 NFL exhibitions of the year are Saturday, and then NFL teams' rosters have to be down to 53 by Sunday. The Big Ten will now require 4 injury reports during the week for conference games, and Victor Hovland is tied for the lead at the PGA's Tour Championship. Back to you.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great night. It is the Odd Couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes in for Rob Parker on a Funky Flashback Friday. And we are joined now by my man, Nick Hamilton, Nightcast media host, Nick Hamilton 213. Give him a follow on X. What up, Nick?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Nick?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Let's start here. You obviously cover all things around this side of town out here in LA. I want to start with the Rams. Aaron Donald, I'll say my point was, I have 0 expectations of him coming to week 1, maybe even week 2, week 3. I always thought it'd be a week 6-ish kind of thing. Let them get in shape, let them get acclimated, see what they are, and then bring them in. It's a luxury. It's a cherry on top. It's whatever, metaphor you want to use to have a guy that you can just throw in who has been arguably the best defender of the last 30 years, and whenever he jumps in, he jumps in. Where are you? Does he need to be ready? Does he need to be week 1? Where are you with Aaron Donald joining the Rams?
I think Aaron wants to join, week 1 just to build the chemistry and be able to get acclimated to that defensive system, knowing where guys need to be, where he needs to be, what his position is going to be. And I think that's why we've seen so many workouts from Aaron just to ensure, where he is personally, where he wants to be and where his comfort level is. And I think we may hear something either by no later, I would say probably no later than Labor Day weekend, whether he's going to join or not. But all intents and purposes, it looks like it's moving in that direction that he would return, barring anything else coming unforeseen. So I think he does need to be there at least week 1, no later than week 2. just because to get in shape. And I don't expect him to play on short weeks either this season. That's going to be a tall task for him. So he had his age and been out the league for like 2 years. So it's going to be interesting to see when Aaron Donald returns and how he returns.
Yeah, Nick, I know everybody's talking about Aaron Donald, and I think that's obviously a glorified topic to talk about. But I want to talk about them just making us signing a couple of days ago, bringing in Tutu Atwell back to the receiving corps. Is it for expecting him to come in and play right away? Do they feel like they need a boost in the receiving corps? Where are we with the Rams in their receiving corps right now?
Well, McVay did come out and say that Tutu Atwell, the reason why he brought him in is because he knows the system. This is a guy that can give some depth to that wide receiver room, and absolutely had nothing to do with the potential punishment that the NFL could hand down Puka Nacua because of his outside situations. But I do think that's also an insurance element in case Puka does get suspended, depending on how many games. And also, too, it takes some pressure off of C.J. Daniel, who's a rookie, who's still learning from guys like Puka, guys like Devontae Adams. You still have some guys that are acclimated to the system, and Jordan Whittington. So I think Tutu does give him a little bit of depth at that wide receiver position. How they will implement him into it remains to be seen right now, but I do expect him to be a full go by at least week 1, no later than week 2.
What about Myles Garrett? Any concerns there? Is it just precautionary as far as him being a little nicked up during training camp and obviously not a preseason?
Yeah, nobody's worried about Myles Garrett. This is a 10-year vet. This is a guy who's a 2025 Defensive Player of the Year. Could be a 2026 Defensive Player of the Year, depending on, especially if they bring back Aaron Donald. But I think this is just a precautionary measure. Obviously, it's going to be a very long, grueling season. The Bullseye is definitely on their backs. Even though they did not win the Super Bowl last year, their expectations are extremely high, obviously, with the Super Bowl being in Los Angeles once again. And last time it was in L.A., we know what happened. So hopefully miracles can strike twice. But I think it's just more precautionary than anything else. But Myles Garrett is ready to go. His engine never stops moving, as you guys saw, even when they were practicing during OTAs and during training camp. So not much to do about nothing.
I got a question for you. So the quarterback position, obviously we know Matthew Stafford's the MVP, coming off a great season. They take Ty Simpson in the draft, and obviously he played well in the preseason. But I think to surprise a lot of people, Stetson Bennett was the backup. Where are we looking with Ty Simpson and his development and Stetson Bennett, and where this all falls with the QB2 position?
Well, I think obviously both of them competed extremely well. I think when you look at Ty Simpson, I was even impressed by some of the moves that he was making. I mean, I saw some spurts here and there during training camp that you could pinpoint, okay, this kid is picking it up. He's film watching. He's asking the right questions in those sessions from Matthew Stafford. But when you look at Stetson Bennett, that's just experience. I mean, he's been under Sean McVay's tutelage. He's been under, Matthew Stafford's tutelage for so long, and now we get a chance to really see him blossom and develop and get his demons up under him and really go out there and play football like you saw him at the University of Georgia. So I think it's going to be a very tough competition. It wouldn't surprise me if Stetson Bennett is the 2 and Ty is the 3 right now, but that obviously could change as Sean McVay continues to have those type of practices where it becomes competitive for 2 and 3. And it's only going to get better. I think Ty Simpson showed a lot of flair, a lot of flash, and a sizable amount of potential, especially with those second and third string players that they were out there with in the preseason. So sky's the limit for Ty Simpson. He's very encouraging. But also, again, the surprise is Stetson Bennett. And so it's going to be very interesting moving down the season to see how these two end up on the depth chart.
Yep.
Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media, host on with the odd couple, Kelvin and Kerry, in for Rob on a funky Flashback Friday. Let's go to the other side of this thing with the Chargers here. A lot of people high on them. Shoot, some people saying we get a LA, Chargers, Rams, and LA Super Bowl. Hey. Where are you with the Chargers? And be more specific, within their own division. A lot of people like the Broncos, right? They felt like they should have been in the Super Bowl instead of the Patriots. A lot of, the Chiefs, do they bounce back? Where are you looking at this division and where the Chargers fit?
Well, obviously, you can't underestimate the talent of Justin Herbert. They didn't look great last night against a second and third string Rams team. They kind of look a little discombobulated at times. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out week 1. The biggest thing is Amari Hampton. If you're a fantasy person, Amari Hampton is going to be your go-to guy. Amari Hampton, coming in his second year, is now going to be RB1, which was very smart of Jim Harbaugh to do and not put a lot of pressure on him his rookie year and kind of run him into the ground a la Cadillac Williams. So I think the Chargers defensively could do something. They got a nice offensive line, but at the same time, it's still the Chargers. Let's not get crazy here. None of us have been drinking thus far to think that the Chargers would make the Super Bowl, let alone let's try to win a playoff game, ladies and gentlemen, first before we start booking them to SoFi on February 14th of next year. I'm not buying into it. I'm selling that. As Rob Parker would say, I'm selling that. No way, no how.
Oh, no, you didn't. No way, no how it.
Hey, I'm not mad at you for that. I mean, if other people get that kind of smoke, Josh Allen, maybe Lamar Jackson, but Justin Herbert, we got to wait and see. We could all be proven wrong, but I think it's fair to wait and see. Last one for me, switch it over to baseball real quick. Dodgers get a win 2-1. Tarek Skubal looks good, 6-inning pitch, 7 strikeouts. Dodgers gotten 3 great starts lately, as Steve DeSager was saying. But even yesterday, they lose 1-0. I think it was 1-0, I believe. That offense couldn't produce. Where are you right now with the Dodgers? Kind of been up and down the last month and a half or so as we wind down this season, heading towards the postseason.
I think the Dodgers have been the stock exchange, like you said, up and down. I think just the level of consistency is kind of concerning. I mean, they had at one point, I believe they had like a 15 to 16 game lead in the NL West, and that's been shrunken down to single digits now. So I think it's just the dog days of summer. I think also too, guys are starting to come back healthy at the right time. I think they have to get acclimated to that. But I think once the postseason hits, guys are ready for that postseason to get going. And then we will see exactly what the Dodgers do. It's going to be a very difficult postseason for them because everybody's going to gun for them. Obviously, the postseason, you got to look at the Philadelphia Phillies. You got to look at the Atlanta Braves, teams that can definitely give them some serious burn and some serious concern in a 7-game series. So I think ultimately it's going to be up to the Dodgers. Can they stand up to the test of, hey, let's make history and let's three-peat, especially in today's baseball where it's very, very difficult to even go back-to-back, let alone three-peat. So it'd be interesting to see how Dave Roberts manages those personalities, be able to manage that pitching rotation, especially figuring out if Ohtani is going to be strong enough to go on the mound and be at the plate at the same time. That's going to be another question that has to be answered as well.
No doubt. Well, hey, man, Nick, we appreciate you breaking it all down for us. Nick, thank you so much, man. Nick Hamilton, give him a follow. Nightcast Media, Nick Hamilton 213. Go ahead and give him a follow. Thank you, Nick.
Appreciate you, Nick.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great evening.
You too.
No doubt. Have a great weekend, man. All right, 818. Why did I just give out a LA number?
You giving out your personal number right now, Kel?
I sure was. 877-99 on Fox. I almost gave out the full joint. Would have been getting called. I've been getting cussed out. It would have been a Trash Talking Tuesday on my phone.
Oh, man.
877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Kerry, already it's time for last call. Last call. Your chance to jump in with the odd couple. Last call, 877-99 on Fox. Hit us up, Fox Sports Radio. Big news when it comes to the NFL and the CTE, which was something that we've known now for years. In fact, they even had a movie, Concussion. Will Smith is in it, and it's a big conversation that's been had. But then ever so often, Ephraim, as you know, they'll come out with new data, new studies, new research, and we learn a little bit more about it. So just diving deep a little bit into this. They did a new research study that comes out They think the real number could be between about 98% of these 250-something players that they use their brain. Obviously, you have to be, unfortunately, passed away before they can study your brain to find out if you had CTE. They go on in this research to find that NFL players are 4 times more likely to die from neurodegenerative diseases like dementia, ALS, Parkinson's than the general population, and just some other stats around that. But the larger conversation to me, Ephraim, is we do this dance every, like I said, couple of years, 2 years, 5 years, when they have a new study, new research, or sadly someone passes away, maybe takes their own life, and then their family will donate their brain to be studied, and we find out they had it. I want to just say where I am with it, my thought process towards the NFL thought process, and then I want to throw it to you as somebody who played in this league, and obviously you'll have a very unique perspective when it comes to this. My thing has been this: now that we've learned more, Ephraim, we've got studies, we've got movies, I want this to be like smoking. I want this to be like alcohol. I want this to be like not practicing safe sex. Well, anything where the information is now out there. They're not hiding anything with cigarettes. They're not hiding anything when it comes to alcohol. We know, hey, you smoke cigarettes, you have increased the chances of you getting cancer exponentially, right? We know that. It's out there. I ain't gonna lie, Ephraim, I'm always shocked when I see you walk out of a doctor's office, you see doctors there just having a few. You're like, hey, you know what? But live your life. But it's crazy to see that, but it does happen. But you at least know the information, right? We all know. We've seen all the commercials. They had the people using the thing, and, I lost my ability to breathe. And I'm not trying to be funny, but we've seen those commercials. We know. And for me, I feel like the NFL, if I'm the NFL, I'm not hiding anything anymore, Ephraim. I'm coming full out. I'm backing the data by all of the scientists and doctors. I'm right behind them. I'm championing it. Because what I'm going to say is, this is everything you need to know about your chance playing in the NFL. Here's everything you need to know about football. Because it's, by the way, what also we're learning, Ephraim, is it isn't just the NFL. It starts early. It's starting earlier, 6, 7, 8 years old, taking those hits. So I'm saying, hey, football is inherently dangerous. Here's the numbers. Here's the data. Here's the science. Here's doctors. Here's everything. Research, everything you need to know. Because what I think they would find is that majority of people will still participate. Majority of people will still play. Majority of people will still say, I'm going to take the risk, because like people do with anything else, drunk driving, they'll say, it ain't going to be me. And I think the NFL could absolve themselves from any litigation, because I would say, hey, wiping my hands clean, Ephraim, these are the dangers. Here's the risk. Here's everything. But it's a great life. Ephraim Salam was afforded a great life. George Rice, who is a friend of our show, Kerry Rhodes, friend of, all the people that come on our show, great life. You go to great colleges. Your children will reap the benefits, possibly your children's children. Come. And at least I've told you everything, and I have a feeling vast majority are still going to come. So for me, that's how I look at it. When we get this information, if I'm the NFL, I'm not ducking, I'm not hiding, I'm not doing stuff to all the older players who have issues. I'm taking care of them, and I'm letting everybody know from the future, moving forward, here's the facts, here's the data. And what I found, last point, is every time I've had this conversation with folks like yourself, and I don't know if I've had it with you, but when I've had it with former NFL players on this show, when I was at the old station, whatnot, I've not found one person yet who knows all the data, knows everything, who wouldn't do it again, Ephraim. And so I conclude my point with that. The only point I do want them to take care of the players previously, especially the older ones who won all those lawsuits, who they're lollygagging them around. They're making them jump through hoops to get the money. Some of them have even won lawsuits, but they still won't pay them. We need extra documentation. Please, NFL, take care of them. We know how dangerous. We know. Just take care of those players. And moving forward, be fully forthright. Where are you with this? Answer that question for me, too. Can you be the first person I've ever asked this to, former NFL player? Knowing everything, would you do it again?
Of course. I tell people all the time, my kids don't play football because I did. Right? I played so they don't have to. And, football is a game I loved, and I fell in love with it later in life.
Fox Sports Radio. One more time for us, the odd couple, Kelvin Washington. My man, Kerry Rhodes, stepping up in the crunch. Appreciate you, Kerry.
Oh, man. You
Coming
know
out the bullpen.
For sure.
Great show, as usual. Thank you so much. Shout out to Rob G pushing through. And Iowa Sam as well. And Steve DeSager doing what he does. Thank you to Vinny Bonsignore joining us. Thank you to Nick Hamilton, who just joined us as well, helping out with the show. We got next week, Rob should be back, so you should have the Alex should be back as well. So we'll have the normal crew, believe, starting on Monday, as long as everything stays as is. Looking forward to that as well. By the way, if you miss any of the show, as always, all you got to do, search The Odd Couple. Wherever you get your podcast, you'll be able to find ours there. Rate it 5 stars, give it a review, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. So just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You'll find a full version and a best of version as well. So go check that out, man. I was asking you guys earlier. It's going to be a long one for your boy. Saturday and Sunday, right back at it, man. I'll be up early. You just saw the Dodgers. We were talking about beating the Tigers. Well, they got some, I think, 1:30 games, whatever it is, in Detroit. So it'll be 10-something here. So I have to be up early. No, not a lot of sleeping in to pre and post for the Dodgers. But it should be a good one. What I'm looking to do is get out there on a golf course in the next handful of days.
Are you?
Yeah, I got Monday off of TV. I'll be doing the ACA, but I got TV off.
You're a big golfer?
Definitely not a big golfer. Would like to be more. Instagram apparently thinks that I am because all the ads that I get on Instagram are for golf clothing or golf instructors or cool places to golf.
Okay.
And now that I've mentioned it several times, you know they're gonna they listening, so it'll be even more.
Yeah, it's gonna be more.
So yeah, not a bit. I would be more, but I just don't have the time, as you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to getting out there. It's supposed to cool down a little bit out here, so I wouldn't mind hitting the course. I don't remember asking you golf at all. I can't remember.
No.
Ooh, he said no, not at all.
I took a big cut one time, and that back said nope, and I said, all right, I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other?
Exactly.
I know you lift, but like, what other physical activity? Like, you don't pickleball, golf?
No pickleball. I'm a
tennis.
tennis.
You still hoop?
I hoop. I play tennis.
I'm about to say I saw you hooping when you posted the other day, still dunking on people.
Oh, I still can do it, but it's just.
Hey,
be smart, young fella. Be smart, young fella.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so a little hooping, a little tennis. That's about it as far as my athletic prowess goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there some more. We're trying to get Rob G out there too, so we got to figure this out. And matter of fact, don't let me forget, Elijah, HRU, I need the clip of us talking about Jamil Hardick where they all said they're going to come out. I need that. HRU, Elijah.
Hey.
Elijah, flick the screen or something to let me know you hear me because I need that clip. Send me that clip because I'm going to send it to him. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Elijah, because I'm going to send that out. I might even put it on the YouTube.
Hey, Elijah, guess what? I've heard of you before, Elijah, so just remember that.
Yeah. So I could definitely send it to Jamil and tell him, see, we're about to get these dudes out next weekend. I might even see Rob Parker when it comes. Well, Rob will be about that.
Oh, Rob will show up. Yep.
I don't know when. He claims he's going to retire all of the activities and Magic Cities and going out when he retires work. He said it's a correlation between the two, as if he's just going to ride off into the sunset.
Nah.
As much as I like to roast him and have fun, I kind of do believe him.
You think he's going to be done?
That would have been about, let me see, he's 65, 75, do the math. That would have been like a 40-something year career in them streets. At some point.
Hey, man. What that jersey at? You got to retire that thing at some point.
Well, we did. Apparently, the jersey's retired.
Oh, it's retired. Okay. All right.
Did you see that, Magic? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it has an odd couple retired, that man. No, I'm dead serious.
It's
man. Framed up and everything.
Oh,
Rob G, please confirm that it's real. Well, don't confirm. Just not real. Yes, it's real.
He said, the thumb is doing this. He's not 100% sure, so.
Oh, I synced the picture.
You synced it. All right.
I've synced it. I've synced them out there. All right, but anyway, listen, great show. We appreciate you as always again.
Yes,
you need to check out the pod. Do that. You can always, again, follow Kerry. Keep up what he's got going on. Kerry 25 Rhodes. K-Dub Live for myself. Odd Couple FSR. You got Jason and Mike coming up next as well. So hopefully enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there wherever you are. We'll be right back at it on Monday. Should be the full crew. Myself, Rob G, Alex, Steve DeSager, everybody back. So we'll have it all set up for you then. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Enjoy. We out.
Peace.
Fox Sports Radio.